This ain't entertainment. This is a move. This is prophecy with a pulse. A soundtrack for the remnant. We don't just make music. We speak fire from the corners of the city to the gates of the kingdom. From survival to revival, from chemo chairs to dry bones rising. Yorelis Radio ain't just about beats. It's about power. Power to heal. Power to rise. Power to remember who we really are. We're street bred, spirit led, anointed with the oil of war and peace. We don't fold. We don't flinch. We go gangster on fear. We go holy on sickness. We go full of flames for the people of Yah. So if you're tired of dead religion, if you're done with fake healing, if your soul been searching for the real sound of heaven, you just tapped in. This is Yorelis, and this is the sound of faith on fire.
Be not deceived. The serpent speaks smooth, but his tongue is deaf. The false Messiah rises with lying wonders, but my sheep know my voice. Stay awake, stay on watch, for the hour is dark, and the deceiver prowls like a roaring lion. Be not deceived, hold fast, hold tight. Stay in the word, walk in the light. The liar comes dressed in glory and fame, but his crown is death, destruction and shame. The dragon speaks, the nations bow, the false one claims, I am now. Signs and wonders, lightning flash, but all his works are smoke and ash. He whispers sweet, but his heart is lies. He blinds the fools, deceives the wise, but Yah's elect, you must not fall. For many are chosen, but few hear the call. Be not deceived, hold fast, hold tight. Stay in the word, walk in the light. The liar comes dressed in glory and fame, but his crown is death, destruction and shame. Wolves in sheep's clothes, prophets of gain, preach smooth words, but deny his name. They sell you hope, they sell you lies, but the wages of sin is death disguised. Do not chase signs, do not chase men. The kingdom is not with them. The narrow path, few find its way, but truth is life and lies decay. Stay away. Be not deceiver. Be not deceived. Be not deceiver. Watch and pray. Be not deceiver. Yes, me. Be not deceiver. Be not deceived. Be not deceiver. Be not deceived. Be not deceiver. Watch and pray. Be not deceiver. Yah is near. Be not deceived. Be not deceived. Hold fast. Hold tight. Walk in the light. The liar comes dressed in glory and fame, but his crown is death, destruction and shame. The hour is dark. The devil lies, false Messiah rises, but my elect shall stand. deceived. Stay awake and be not deceived. Hey, be not deceived. Be not deceived.
Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Shalom. Welcome back to Hold on. Didn't even know that track was going to come in like that. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome back to Rooted in Hebrew. My name is Mike. Shalom, shalom, Brother Robert, Brother Earl, and Brother Dave. Man, I'm glad you brothers are here today. Truthfully, I wanted to speak upon this beast system, this digital ID. And brothers, I was going through some videos, listening to them, how they got this stuff, how it's really running in China. And I see the controlling mechanisms that they're using, and how out of all of the centuries, the time, the years, how this world been going towards that system. Things they got us accustomed to. And I use that word a lot, accustomed, because truthfully, we was tricked. We was tricked into going down this way. And I had to go into Revelation chapter 13. Shalom, shalom, Sister Anita Williams. I'm glad you made it in, sis. The way the system is going, it's going to force you to go into and really get into the book of the 13th chapter of Revelation. And you're starting to look at this beast. Then you're starting to understand their path, their method. And now, these are the things we should be talking about, because the Most High he does everything. This book is our book. This book is it's something that's based upon history and the future, the present and the future. But I ain't gonna say unfortunately, but where we are standing right now, we are in the present, right dab in the middle of a beast system. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 videos, all of them talking about this digital ID. And they explain how, like China, because everybody knows that China got the AI nearby, they got that AI on lock. Now the United States is trying to get their things together. They tell me they're going to, what did he say? They're going to spend, and I think this dude be calling out numbers on the top of his head. He said 500 billion that they was going to invest into AI technology. I'm like, well, dadgum, you're a tad bit too late. By the time you think you at 500 billion, you think you're about to hit the switch and say, turn it on. They turning on a whole nother programming of AI. So when I say he is left behind, please. The scripture clearly states that this nation or beast is going to take a blow. It's going to take a blow. It's going to take a blow. And we can almost see the blow. We can never see the blows, because if you go back and you look at it, the United States used to be known as a world power. They took that little asterisk off. It's like people are saying, dude, we're not scared of you. We got something for you. And that's what the world is saying. Now, I know brother, what was it? Brother Yasin supposed to be in today because I know I'm supposed to open up. I'm going to put the link out for those that want to come in and share their thoughts on the system, because brothers, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Well, brother Robert, I don't trust the system either. Because when it's all over said and done, brother Robert, it started off with the telephone. It started off with small communications. That's what it started off with. Small. Let's go back into the Nimrod. Nimrod was trying to build that temple all the way to the heavens. The Most High understands communication. That's why he flipped their speech up, their language. What is Satan doing? He went in digital to bring, or at least attempt to bring, that one language back. Because this beast system, as we know it, this stuff is worldwide. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Sister Van P. I'm glad you made it in, sis. That's what it is. Oh, Brother Robert, what are you talking about? Brother, you can see a whole lot better now. You can see a whole lot better. And we come to understand that a lot of things that's going on in the world is strictly for distraction. The rest of the stuff is a distraction. There was some big bang noise that took place in Florida and New Jersey. Some brothers and sisters was speaking upon. Brothers, and then there was and something like an earthquake. But you got to ask yourself, what is the distraction, and what is the thing that we really needs to be concerning ourselves with? But if you go into the book of Revelation, and if you want to say, hey, well, we understand chapter 12. We got chapter 12 on lock. Chapter 13, now that's the one, I will say, brothers, that should have our attention. That's just me. Because everything that we do on this, brothers, that we do on a daily basis, the beast is trying to use against you or us. And people, not just Israel, are coming to understand that. Their freedom, liberty, brothers and sisters, that stuff is going out the door. That stuff is going out the door. I have a freedom of speech. All right, go there and say the wrong thing and see what happens. Go there and say the wrong thing and see what happens. Ain't no such thing as no freedom of speech. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Melody Thomas. Ain't no such thing as a freedom of speech. You speak something, you're going to have a reaction if they don't like it. You hurt somebody's feeling, they're going to react. But this is what's happening. But let me do this, brothers, so that we can, well, at least let me show you what people are talking about when it comes to the digital ID, and then what the Most High said about how money is going to be flowing around in the street. But first, let me do it this way. Let me share the screen again. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, all right, I got it. Let me do this here. Is that the one? Oh. I think that's it. No, let me do it this differently. Close that out. Do this. Mm-hmm. 'Cause, 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 'cause
identity and access services. Now, this is what's extremely interesting about digital ID and how they are going to force a number of us to sign up to it. Because crucially, they are putting in a mechanism whereby companies, employers who fail to carry out the required checks will risk facing a penalty of up to £60,000. We're talking about £60,000 per illegal worker. So make it make sense. Each employer is going to get fined £60,000 per individual illegal worker. What happens then if an employer turns around and says, all of my staff have proven their identity using their NI numbers and their passports? I mean, with that response, is an employer still going to get fined £60,000? What we're going to do in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, is look at the latest surrounding digital ID and what is actually taking place. Let's check this out.
I'm not trying to be an alarmist here, but if you are anywhere near this location in Kansas City, you're going to want to listen up.
For decades, Harcross Chemicals has released highly toxic...
Lads, I've just been speaking to a lad at work, right? He works for another company. He has been told if he doesn't do the digital ID, PPAC, by Monday morning, he's not allowed back on site.
Wow.
I'm not saying where he's working, who he's working for, but what he's been told is he's got to do digital ID, and basically, whoever doesn't do this digital ID, the company are going to get fined £60,000 per person. So basically, he's got to do it, or there's no more work for him. I'm just wondering, has anyone else been told this? First time I've heard of it, but that's what he told me. He has to do it by Monday morning, otherwise no more work, and the company's getting fined £60,000. Now, it is just a scaremongering thing, really, ain't it? But people need a job. So I haven't heard of it, lads. I haven't heard nothing about it. First time. Has anyone else had this digital ID come up at work? They've got to do it. I don't know what to make of it, lads, to be honest. I don't want to do it myself, but we all need a job, don't we? So, yeah, just put it out there, lads. That's what he's been told. He has to do it by Monday morning or he's off site.
So this guy's been called into work and been told if he doesn't sign up to digital ID by Monday morning, he can't come back to work. We have this. It says, for UK company directors and people with significant control, as of November 18th, 2025, identity verification is mandatory under the Economic Crime and Corporate Transparency Act 2023. It goes on to say, after verification, individuals receive an 11-character identifier code, which can be considered the PPAC ID in this context. Although it's issued by a company's house via the verification process, it will be an offense to act as a director without having completed this verification. As of November 18th, 2025, ladies and gentlemen, which is literally in 5 days' time. It means what this guy's saying, ladies and gentlemen, is bang on the money. Whoever told him that they have to sign up to digital ID on Monday, the 18th of November, are not lying. They'll have to sign up. It's happening. When you think about the amount of money that employers are being threatened with, £60,000 per individual, ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of money for an employer. But then from an employer's perspective, it isn't that much of an issue because the people they've employed are legal. They have nothing to worry about. The only step they have to take is getting each individual to sign up to the new portal. Otherwise, they won't be able to access the services. And now we've got to think about what services are they talking about?
Digital ID is mandatory unless you don't have a smartphone. Straight from the horse's mouth, it's not mandatory if you don't have a smartphone, and all you have to do is pay £85. So let's talk about it.
What?
For people who don't have a mobile phone, then this is mandatory. So you don't have to have it. It will make your life easier if you want it. But you can still use your passport or your birth certificate or your 3 bank accounts if you want. You can choose to pay £85 to a company to prove that you are who you are every time you need to. Or you can take
So what does it mean for a person that doesn't have a job, that doesn't have digital ID? Something's not making any sense to me right now, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm pretty sure he's saying right here, you can still use your passport, you can still use your birth certificate in order for an organization.
Now, I'm going to stop it there for a moment. Now, I did know, And because I had some issues with my driver's license. I did not want to flip my license over to the state of Arkansas. But they told me, well, you can do it online. And then that's when I seen this thing, a digital ID. Well, it was, no. Well, yeah, digital ID. And then there was a, what did they call it? A digital driver's license. I said, whoa, let me do the digital driver's license. But when I got into it, I said, no, let me go ahead and get the card. Let me get the card because there was something that just didn't look right. It's you know, it sounds, what's the word? Like it's, it makes a lot more sense. Where, you know, you got a digital, boom, show your phone or whatever. And that's it. But it was a whole lot more deeper because now when you go into your driver's license or your digital ID or whatever, there's everything about you. Brothers and sisters, I did not realize how much the cell phone, how much of our lives is in that phone. Your banking is in your phone. Your contacts in the phone. It's not in the book no more, unless you strictly old school. You old school, you write down people's phone number. Shalom, Shabbat shalom, Sister Cynthia. Sister Melody. Yes, you're right. We better get prepared to be self-reliant, self-sustaining, prepared to flee at any given moment. That's the thing. That's the thing, brothers. And then, you know, this is not to sit here and scare nobody, but truthfully, I think we brothers, sisters, these YouTubers, these brothers and sisters on YouTube, there needs to be one collective day that we all need to sit down and have an understanding across the board, because it's going to happen. They got it so down packed to, they know, hey, we're going to control what goes in your mouth. And brothers and sisters, don't think I'm being lewd. And we're going to control what comes out of your system. That's how serious this is. Now, we don't get me wrong, brothers and sisters. Yeah, we are accustomed to a lot of this stuff, and that's not, you know, it's a sin on our part. Let's just say we got lured into it by kindness. Now, that kindness, the professionalism, man, please, the demon said, bump all that. That's what the system is saying. And if you want to continue to have these luxuries, I would say, shoot, what hand do majority of people hold their cell phone in? It's the right hand. And the ones that put it up to their head, it's on their right. It's always on the right side of the ear, the right side ear. Brothers, this is a conversation that we need to be having, and especially for the brothers and sisters that's on that front line that's watching what's going on. Brothers, for us to be talking about who we are, that's old news. We know who we are, and they know who we are. But it seems with all of the distraction, I think Sister Melody said, ain't nothing but distraction, because they know that this right here is going to topple everything. They know this. I just talked to my wife, and she told me the president spoke yesterday, saying the people that was doing the deleting of people in the streets, those people that's doing the shoot, they're not Tanzanians. That's what she said. So I'm in my mind, I said, why didn't you send out your people, your army then? That's the question that came in my head. But hey, but they had to get this started in order for it to get to the media, to serve as a distraction. Because they know this here is the mother lode. That's the one. That's the one. They want you to just like keep on playing hopscotch, full square, and then they come in and they bring in it. And they lay that system down with like an iron rod, heavy hammer. And then we're going to be around here scrambling. What we going to do? We have the information. We have the Most High Spirit that's moving each and every last one of us. And don't get me wrong now. We got two spirits. You got two spirits. You got the Most High Spirit that is trying to keep his, he's alerting his people of what's about to happen. Then you have a wicked spirit, the devil. You don't need to talk about this. You can let that stuff ride. Look here, these people over here talking about so-and-so, so-and-so. You need to be talking about that. That don't mean a hill of beans right now. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Vicky D. I'm glad you came in, sis. This is what's happening, brothers. And that distraction is not for the world. It's for you, Israel. He wants that mark upon Israel. That distraction is brothers and sisters. Go through these channels. See what they're talking about. Separate conversations of Israel that Israel is having. You may have a brother over here having a debate. Then over here you may have a sister that's talking about these are critical times in which we living in. Brothers and sisters, you got to start. We got to start separating
Power off.
what we are. I ain't gonna necessarily say entertaining ourselves. When you know that there's something on the horizon, and the Most High has it already written down. That debate that they have, I'm not worried about a debate. I know who we are. That's a done deal. Now, these are the steps towards a great tribulation. Well, man, you know what? Before I even say a great tribulation, well, let's just say great tribulation. Let me go back. The introduction of a beast system. And then when that beast system gets to a point and say, you know what, bump it. Force them all to it. If they don't want to do it, hey, kick them out the system then. They won't eat. They sick, they won't get they will not get treated. Oh, the system is set up. The system is not here to, you have some type of system, some type of sickness. It's not to heal you. It's not made to heal you. And it's made, the system is set up to keep you sick. That's what it's saying. It's set up for, to keep you sick and to keep you coming back. And then at the same time, you got the salesperson. The salesperson is the doctor. Oh, you got high blood pressure. Well, with this medicine here, you don't want to eat grapefruit. And you know what the sad thing about it is this, brothers? A lot of people believe that. You don't want to eat grapefruit. It does interfere with the medicine. It ain't the fact that it interferes with it, it supersedes the medicine. Because yeah, you take you're a regular person on grapefruit and you taking high blood pressure, all it's going to do is lower your pressure too low. Yes, that's an effect. Yes, it is. But what do majority of people do? They sink into fear. Or they turn that salesperson, which is the doctor, he automatically become a god. Oh, sister, what you talking about? This system was set up to make people fat because they knew if I get them fat, out of shape, they're going to need my help. This is the system, brothers. This is the system that's right there at the door. Right now, they're asking people to go, willingly go get the digital ID. That's what they're asking for. That's what they're asking for. Renewing our mind, sister, let me tell you something. This is a conversation that needs to be held at least twice out of a week. Right now, I'll say twice. And I'm not just talking about myself. I'm talking about across the board. If you say you are here and you for Israel, be for Israel. Be for the scriptures. Be for the Most High, because he has it in us of what's about to happen. What's happening? The rest of the stuff is a distraction. Concerning, but it's still a distraction. Oh, Sister Cynthia. Yeah, they playing that long game. They playing the long game. They playing it to the T. Playing this to the T. Now, let me pose something to you. We have, you had the war with Russia and what's that place called? Ukraine. Now all of a sudden, the United States is going down to Venezuela. Are you for real? Well, I ain't say going, they there. And the generals, the leaders saying, well, if the United States do this here, they go see us react to it. This is what they're saying. And so now, if the people there in Venezuela saying this, and at the same time, you have other countries that's sitting there watching and say, yeah, I can't stand no people either. And at the same time, brothers, you talking about a beast system? This is a distraction. If they got to bring in World War III to bring about that beast system, brothers and sisters, so be it. It's going to happen. The thing about it is, where will we be standing? You know what, Sister Cynthia? I would not put them past it. I wouldn't. The world is conniving, very conniving. It's this is ridiculous. Hold on, sis. Let me do this. Folks always remember that a mandate is not a law. They're always making mandates to instill fear into the people, coerce them into accepting and conform to their mandates. Brothers and sisters, that's the same thing that's happening Tanzania, right down to this day. Same thing. Getting gunned down. You can be in front of your house like the Cholo's in front of his house. Sitting in front of his house. The fact that he was not in his house, oh yeah, they got him. They beat him up so bad to they picked him up and threw him into the truck. And they told his wife that they was taking him to this particular hospital. She calls. The hospital said, no, we don't have nobody with that name. She haven't heard from her husband since the 29th. Today is the what? 15th. I fear that the brother's deceased. That's what I fear. Let me do this, brothers. Let me go ahead and finish playing this video because I got other videos too. Let me finish playing this here.
To verify who you are, you might have to pay £85 per time you do that. What are we talking about? I mean, think about that. Pay a company £85 to verify who you are, or take the easier route and just sign up to digital ID. It sounds extremely stupid to me. It sounds extremely stupid to me that they are your options, bearing in mind he just said we can use our free bank accounts, our passport, and our birth certificates if we want to. So if those forms of identity can be used to verify who you are still after digital ID has been implemented, I'm struggling to understand how it will tackle illegal migrants, how it will tackle people working illegally. How does it do that? There's just something about this that's not making any sense, ladies and gentlemen, and I need Keir Starmer to make it make sense for me.
In the not too distant future, where you're probably going to have to make one of the biggest decisions of your life. My smartphone or my freedom? I know which one I'll be choosing. So if it comes down to it, and you need to get rid of your phone, I would start making adjustments now. I already have a Nokia in place. The one thing I use a lot is my maps. Go out and buy an A to Z. You need your phone to work. It's about time we start saying that they need to supply a work phone. Why should we be using our own phones? Because we might not have one.
So you're telling me that if you have a smartphone, you have to sign up to digital ID. There are smartphones that are forcing people to have to sign up to digital ID. If you own a smartphone, we need...
I tell you, that cell phone, brothers and sisters, I know y'all remember this. I was talking about that cell phone, how it just creeped in and it came in like an angel, a light. Oh, you know, my daughter, she's in college. You know, she's on the highway going to college. Yeah, I'm gonna get her a cell phone. This is the time, you know, and which was a smart thing to do. A very smart thing to do. If anything, she caught a flat, boom, she can call. I need help. Now we come to see that this cell phone is, oh yeah, it's about to bite you in the butt. And it's already doing it. The cell phone is nothing but a two-way radio. That's all it is. Well, a one-way radio. Because you can't hear what's coming back to you unless you're talking to somebody. But that's a means of a call. But when I say a one-way, no, the system is hearing your conversation. If you're talking about buying a new car, they're hearing that conversation. They know what your plans are. The system is able to look at your credit score. The system is able to say, all right, his credit score, he black. Yeah, we're going to raise it a tad bit higher due to the color of his skin. He's going to be paying such and such amount. They already got it mapped out, brothers and sisters. That cell phone. Your sickness is going to be in that cell phone. If you whatever sickness you got, it's in that cell phone. If your doctor have your phone number, you conversating with your doctor, your conversation, it went digital. It's just like I'm doing this live right now, like I'm doing this live. brothers, I can go in and do the and take the what do they call it? Caption. I can print out everything I said. That's what it'll print it out. Boom. This woman, what she was saying, whether you're going to make a decision, yeah, it's going to be a decision. And for some of us, it's going to be it could be a hard decision. Because when you're talking about disengaging yourself from the way of life as you know it, ooh, yes. And you notice she's walking in the woods, right? You notice she don't have, you don't see no big buildings behind her. And when you look at it, brothers, this is the question. Let me just ask this question. Is the Most High really showing his people step away from the system, go back to what you know, go back to what your forefathers was doing? Go back. When I say forefathers, brother, I'm talking about your grandmothers, your grandfathers. How they knew, all right, go eat. We know we got to go in the field and start growing some things. That's what our grandparents did. When it got to, they saying, hey, it's getting kind of cold here. We got to start canning some things. Oh yeah, but now we done got bougie in the last days. We got bougie. I want to be able to just go to the store, get me a can of beans and put them on the shelf. It's not working like that no more. Satan understands one thing. His time is limited. The Most High said, I'm going to speed it up. So the devil is, he got his Nikes on. He got them on. And he's running to get this here done. And we're going to see things that's going to move quick. Now, we can sit here and we can say or reason within ourselves, I don't think it's going to be all that bad. I think they already letting you know exactly how they going to get down. The devil is absolute opposite of the Most High. That's all you need to know. The Most High is about you gaining life. The devil is about you gaining fear and digging in death. Sister Van P, you was canning beef? Man. See, sister, that's one. Brothers, if you want to see a person that's going to be put on a pedestal, it's going to be people like Sister Van P. That's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be. Because this generation of people, we don't know how to can. Now you got to get that information to understand how do you do canning. What things can you can? What things can you can? And what is the process? But you just can't go ahead and think you go take you make some soup and you just put them in a can. Now it don't work that way. There's some sterilization that you got to do. Because if you don't, you get sick. If you think I'm joking, you can ask Sister Van P. I'm telling you. I watched my grandmother. My mother do not can. She does not can. And what do you think she did? I mean, generation, boom. I mean, I don't can. No, I do not. See, Sister Melody, Sister Van P, Sister Cynthia. See, this is what brothers and sisters are going to be needing. This is what we should be talking about. But we're not. We're not talking about these things. And the sad thing about it is we're being warned. Not only the Most High is telling us from our book of what's going to happen in later times, you got people who's already feeling a pressing demonic system. They're already feeling it. They are already feeling it. And I tell you this now, I'm gonna just give you this example. Example, question, whatever. If you have you going through this beast system, they threatening your job. If you don't do this here, now, wait a minute. You know what? Let me go back. I'm sorry. I'm going too fast. I'm going too fast. When did they first start testing the system? Brothers and sisters, this beast system was that test took place when what's that? How can I put this? When everybody had to stay in the house. They started that practice then. That's what they did. And then they knew, or they felt this awakening, the system now. Then they said, hey, African Americans or people with African descent are more vulnerable to this disease. Oh, but when they played, they played it to the T. What kicked in? Fear. Fear was on the radio. Fear was in Hollywood. And if these entertainers, they spoke about, they was talking, oh, get your lollipop, get your lollipop. That test was put out then. And they seen a measure of success with it. So now, brothers and sisters, what is the second test? Is it going to be a massive one? Is it going to be World War III? That remains to be seen. But I tell you one thing. We can keep on lollygagging if we want to. And then we just might find ourselves stepping into a system and stepping out of life. Because you step into that system, the Most High said your name was not written in the book of life. That's the 13th chapter of Revelations. The warning went out. Not only did the Most High warn you, he allowed the world to say, hey, this is what's going on. And the world is telling you. So now we have this stuff that the world is telling us, but yet and still, we may be playing it as a soft key. When in essence, this is the service. It needs your attention now. It needs your attention now. Our attention. The Most High is concerned with who? He's concerned with Israel. The Most High knows about the captivity. He knows this, but when it comes down to that system, the scriptures clearly states free, slaves, rich, poor. It's going to hit everybody. Everybody gonna make a decision. Then it's going to lead you back to Matthew chapter 24. When it comes to individuals of your family, they may turn you in to the authorities because, hey, he don't have his digital ID. Oh, yes. I tell you, brothers, we need to start talking with other brothers very deeply and really truly having some heart-wrenching conversations. All right, let me go back to this video. I think I'm gonna forward it a little bit because it was another one I wanted to get to.
Need you to sign up to digital ID. Why though?
On one of my videos that you can use your phone without a SIM, as long as you can check into Wi-Fi. You can buy SIMs from WH Smith and places like that where they don't require your details. I think the hardest thing for me is getting rid of the camera. But like I said, if you've got a phone without SIM, you can still take videos and photos. You just won't be connected to all the services. Oh well. If you sign up to somewhere like a gym that needs your phone for your QR code, you just go in there and say, I forgot my phone. Show me a driving license, and I'm sure they're going to let you in. If you're too hooked on your social media, you can just do it on your laptop. Use your email in there, online banking. We don't need to do it on our phone. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. This is just what I'm going to do. I will not be having a digital ID. I will keep this phone until a day comes when I'm told that I need to get it. Then there will be no phone any longer.
The digital ID wallet is being introduced towards the end of the year, and you're going to carry things like your driving license as your ID. Now, that might seem like a great product for everyone and, nice and easy because you got it all on your phone in your wallet. But think about this. Social scoring. The digital ID wallet is being introduced towards the end of the year, and you're going to carry things like your driving license as your ID. Now, that might seem like a great product for everyone and, nice and easy because you got it all on your phone in your wallet. But think about this. Social scoring, fraud prevention, crime prevention, save the NHS, all of that. At the moment, you have to produce ID when you go into a supermarket if you're underage and you're buying prohibited substance, product, alcohol, cigarettes, whatever, age restricted, right? But think about this. When the whole system kicks in, and it's only later this year that the digital wallet is going to come out and the driving license is going to be the first document that's going to go in there because that's your ID. Think about this. Social scoring is coming. Not only that, but then next, the pressure on the NHS. So let's just say you're overweight. You've heard this one. You're overweight and you want to buy something with sugar in it, or you're diabetic or whatever. They don't want you being a burden on the NHS. And now you go into a store, you show them your digital ID that is now connected up with everything else. And it says that you shouldn't be buying that. So you will be restricted from buying food in the supermarket very soon. And I don't disbelieve it. I heard some conspiracy. I was like,
so these are the services that we need access to. You know what we're just talking about? Services. Clearly, they obviously know what direction they're going to be taking everybody in.
The theories around it, and I thought, no. But now you put the logic together under the disguise of the criminal, the fraud, and the help the NHS that they broke intentionally so that you think that you're going to be supporting it by not allowing somebody to purchase something because it's not right for them one way or the other, or their bank account doesn't reflect the money that's being spent, or they're spending too much. All of those control measures are going to impact you. And if you think I'm right, stick something in the comments below.
Bang on the money, what she's saying here, ladies and gentlemen. Give it a couple of years, and these are the problems that we're going to be facing.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who told me about this website. Now I'm spending $58 a month. Full coverage. That's saving $130.
Is Britain not bringing digital ID? Of course it is, because they were planning this way before COVID. They wanted to do the test run, and they used COVID for the test run. They wanted to see how they can control the masses, and they did. Why? Because they already made our mentality as to be a slave mentality. But the people who weren't slaves and didn't have the slave mentality, they didn't get jabbed. They stood up for their rights. They got scrutinized. But who cares? Now, the digital ID, do you know what that is? Let me tell you, my people, digital ID is where they're going to control everything about you, not just your money, your bank, your job, and especially your health. If you're not digitally recognized, when you get sick, there is nothing for you. But I'm telling you, this is the dictatorship, and we are the slaves, and they're going to try to use this against us again. But I'll tell you one more thing. I, for one, will always stand against it. And if they are going to bring it and I can't help it, I will leave this freaking goddamn country. It is the second most miserable country. And if they're going to make it more miserable, guess what? I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Please, let's stand against this rubbish what they're bringing. We couldn't join hands when the COVID was because they scared us. But this time, we are clever. We have woken up.
Made some very, very interesting points there. 2020 was definitely the test run just to see how we was going to respond, how we was going to react. It was literally golden.
You know, brothers, thanks a lot, Sister Cynthia. I'm glad you did this. Sis. I'm glad. Thank you. Hold on. Glad you know. Brothers, the Most High has given us reality. That's what it is. He has given us. And don't get me wrong. Some individuals have their lives are pretty, decent. But that's the danger. That's the danger. The Most High don't want you to be comfortable. He does not want you to be content. And he been saying that throughout the whole, throughout the Bible, amongst his people. This is the reason why we suffered the way we suffered. And the devil knew it, brothers. And this is we started to get, let me just say it this way. They started to give us rights. They started to show us a little respect, but maintaining the disrespect. They did. They got us to feel in a certain way. And that's from a religious standpoint. Oh, we all are God's kids, children. This is what they told us. Oh, it's okay for you to marry outside of your race. This is the lie they told us. We believed it. The Most High, he allowed all of that to go through. And now, out of all of what we've seen, brothers and sisters, now this is what's happening with this system. All of this you talking about, we are all God's children, all of this stuff, and especially that of religion. That beast is busting out. Bill Bixby, and for those that know him, he was a small guy of Hulk back in the 70s or 80s? That's a little small guy. This is that system, and that beast ain't going back. This beast is not going back. Our kids are accustomed to the cell phone. Matter of fact, you could have a newborn baby, about two years old. That child will figure out how to work that smartphone. How to work it smoothly. How to make a little small video. Everything is there. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Lenya. I'm glad you came in today. This is what brothers, this is what we are at right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, I heard brothers talking about you may have to flee. And that may be a very strong possibility. Because if you go into the, in Revelation, matter of fact, hold on just one moment. Let me do it this way. Because the scriptures, the scriptures clearly stated, you got to be joking me. the scriptures clearly stated that what the devil was going to do. There you go. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. Shabbat shalom, Brother Daryl. It's been a moment. Thanks, brother. I'm glad you made it in. 16. It puts under compulsion all people, the small and the great, the rich and the poor, the free and the slave, that these should be marked on their right hand or on their forehead. Somebody's going to be forced. That word, that means force. So yeah, don't that sound like fleeing to you? That you may have to do that? Because if you go back and, like I say, you dip all the way back to Matthew 24, Yahushua said, family will betray one another. So it would appear, man, and I could be wrong, brothers, that some families go be hand in hand with the beast system. And that beast system is going to, hey, I see you got 5 kids, 10 or whatever, but I only see that 2 of your other kids, they're in the system, but where's the rest of them? That's the system. They have everything on you. Oh, you lost a child. Yeah, we seen you lost a child, so and so, so and so. But you got this here, you got that there. Where's the rest of these kids at? Oh, I see that you married. Where's your husband? He's not registered. This is that system. Now, if you want to keep your whatever money you got coming in from this system, if you are not able to tell us this here, we go have to fine you. You're only 2 of your kids. You got 3 more that's out there that's not registered to the system. Well, we got to find you until we get your other 3 kids in this system. So she's going to lose a little bit of money or whatever the situation may be. They're going to affect her until they get to those other 3 kids. This is a strong possibility. Because if you're going to say, you're going to look at anything, you look at the scriptures. The Most High said, you're going to start betraying one another. Yahushua, before he said that, he said, when you start to see these things, run. Man, I ain't gonna use the word flee. We're gonna say run. Get lost. Literally, get lost. That's what it's going to take. You literally will have to get lost. What is this? Hold on. You literally have to get lost, brothers and sisters, in order to maintain, so that you will not be under compulsion to take a mark that you do not want. You will have to you would literally have to get rid of that cell phone, because if you think you will walk and call yourself trying to get lost with a cell phone, man, please, they're gonna be the fastest way to catch you, and that's without a SIMS card. That is without a SIMS card. Brothers and sisters, personally and family, and heads and things of that nature. This is going to be it's going to be the saddest time in our history. And I say sad, but a lot of us going to be shedding tears. There's going to be a whole lot of anger going on too. Because you're going to be like, You my brother, my flesh and blood. You called them on me? You my mother. You called them on me? Brothers, this is one time you got to sit in that chair and just let it soak in. You got to let it soak in. A lot of us is going to be hurt. A lot of us is going to be shedding tears of unbelief. But Yahushua already said it was going to happen. He said it was going to happen. But when you can find yourself with the individual who's thinking the same way, whose loyalty is to the Most High Yah, because we understand Scripture, that's going to be your family. Your mother may have betrayed you. 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, you're going to find you another mother. Don't get me wrong. I understand that's your birth mother and things of that nature, but good night. At a time of trouble, you go flip. You're hoping the best for your family. And that's all you can do at that particular time. The Most High has sent us this moment. It's going to be a standing moment with him and his people during this awakening. It's going to go by fast because the Most High said, I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to speed it up. Whatever is going to happen, brothers and sisters, is going to happen. It's going to happen. Boom, 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 boom. We just need to make sure that we're following his celestial chariot. We got to keep up. It is a must that we keep up. That's what we must do. These things, what they're saying, you never heard them talk. Well, when they came with that like I thing, I think I got a video on it. And they brought it up and they was talking about how they took it to Africa and how they were using to getting them to do it. They was paying them like $50 to do it. But it will scan their eye and it had them in the system. Got them in the system. You know what? Hold on. Because there was another scripture. Let me go with this scripture here. Hold on. To show that this beast system, scripturally speaking, is worldwide. Where is it? Wait a minute. You know what? Let me just do verse 9. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is meant for captivity, he will go into captivity. If anyone will kill with the sword, he must be killed with the sword. This is where it calls for endurance and faith on the part of the holy ones. Who are the holy ones, Israel? He did not say nothing about the world. He said the holy ones. The Most High is telling us this is not going to be, it's not going to be a good time. And if you get caught, Shabbat Shalom, Sister Patia. I'm glad you came in, sis. If you are meant for captivity, you're going into captivity. And if you are one of the holy ones and you trapped into captivity, you will have a fight in front of you because it's going to try to force something on you. You got a battle. Now, when you're talking about captivity, and if it's meant for you, you're going there, period. But you got a battle in front of your hands. If you know for a fact you do not want that mark, yes, you're going to be battling. or your life may be taken. Chapter 13, brothers, this is not that one that you want to sit right here and lollygag with. Because now we're starting to see everything in front of us. We're seeing a system. You just take out your credit card, lay it down on the scanner, boom, you can, boom, money come out your account just that quick. You don't sit there at the register count out your money no more. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. You know what, brothers? I'm gonna play the video, but let me, because I did say I was going to open up the for ones to come in. I was waiting on Brother Yah Saint. Hold on, how do I do this thing? Send an invitation. All righty, there we go. Boom. Copy. Oh man, come on, we ain't got all day. And for those that want to come in, there's the link. And I'm gonna go back to, well, you know what? No, let me go to another video. Hold on. Remove. And let me go back here. Wait a minute, hold on.
Already has folks pointing towards the mark of Revelation chapter 13. Apple has now introduced digital ID. CBN's Billy Hollowell joins us now. Billy, what's your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts are, am I going to get hacked, right? Whenever you're talking about anything digital, when you have information that is stored on a phone, and by the way, this is very sensitive information. These IDs, everybody was essentially forced in America to get a real ID if they want to get on any kind of airplane. I had to go get a new license. You know, we all had to deal with this if we plan to travel. Well, now you have a digital version that obviously Apple is launching, and it's going to be in 11 different states and locations. You know, my concern is always digitally. Let's just start there, and then we can talk about the other concerns. If somebody hacks this, what happens to our sensitive information? There's a hack almost every time you turn around, I feel like nowadays. So it seems to me there are some privacy concerns there, not just with hacking, but also the government tracking and all sorts of other issues.
Well, I was looking at Twitter and some other places just to see the responses, and obviously that's not always the most accurate place to look, but some of the words were Big Brother, digital surveillance, convenience is the Trojan horse. But there's actually a quote that I found interesting from Jennifer Bailey, Apple's vice president of Apple Pay and Apple Wallet. She said this, and I don't know if she even caught that she said this. She says, with the launch of digital ID, we're excited to expand the ways users can store and present their identity, all with the security and privacy built into iPhone and Apple Watch. And I think what's really interesting is that obviously Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, announced something very similar across the pond, and people immediately started putting up the red flags, being like, whoa, 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 because whether you think this is going too far or not, it definitely points people back again to Revelation chapter 13, starting in 16. It says, it also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. And I think, is this, all the way there, mark of the beast? Probably not, but the idea is we're moving towards a society, a cashless society, a society where you don't even necessarily will need a physical passport, an ID. This doesn't replace it yet, but we're moving in the direction where everything that, in the way she said it, your identity is now going to be digitized to the point where if there was a nefarious
I didn't even catch you was reading about it. I thought CBN. I thought CBS. That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking that's the news channel, CBS. Sister Cynthia, now, Sister Cynthia, truthfully, I am up under the same notion. I am. I believe the control of the bear system, the beast system in the Bible it takes place in Revelation 13. It's a few scriptures only. I'm saying that too, but at the same time, I'm asking the question. The Most High said, he encouraged us to separate ourselves from Babylon. That's what he said. But if we look at it, we're still in Babylon. We pay for Babylon's services, gas, water, lights, whatever, phone. So when the Most High said, get away from Babylon, brothers, in my mind, that system runs deep. That system runs very deep. Don't get me wrong. I don't know them personally, but I've seen some brothers who literally they live in him and his family, they live in the woods. They do. And I'm not knocking them, because I kid you not, my mindset is somewhat like that. It's like you literally have to stand back and see from a mountaintop, see what's going on in the city. Do y'all brothers and sisters remember what's that movie? Leave the World Behind? And the sister, she was looking out at the city and seeing what was going on. Yeah. That's how far I am taking it, that we need to be away from it. Because right now, what we're seeing is a system that is using everything that we may be accustomed to against us to be up under their system. But truthfully, that system is not a system of professionalism. It is not a system of giving glory to the Most High. The devil is letting you know who's doing it, and it's him. This is all about him. Hold on, sister. I like that. Shoot, let me tell you something. Yahushua said this. Yahushua said that pray that your flight does not occur in wintertime. It's a reason why he said that. In the wintertime. I know, you know what, when it's all over said and done, brothers and sisters, that's going to be a decision each and every last one of us have to make individually. If you feel this is what the Most High is moving you, all right, so be it. I'm not going to knock you. But being in the city, I find it very, very dangerous to be in. And if you are an individual that do go outside of the comforts of the world, make sure that you stay where you at. Make sure people that you I mean, well, I'm gonna hang that one up because if you're looking at Matthew 24, there's going to be some betraying going on. There's going to be some betraying. And then as the scripture said, some be taken to prison, and some be even put to death. That's Matthew chapter 24. He's talking to his people about what's going to happen to his people. That's it. That's a very serious time for us. And like I said, this is not something that, scare nobody, but the Most High will give warning out to his people. Because right now, yeah, we could talk about the Exodus and everything, but what if the Exodus does not happen before this nonsense that this system brings in? What is it? Then you go look at, it's time to flee, it's time to run. But don't let it get to that point, brothers. If the Most High makes a way out for you to do what you need to do, brothers and sisters, take heed to it. That's just my encouragement. Because like the scripture said, if you're meant for captivity, you are going to go into captivity. Somebody take your life, oh yeah, that life will be taken too. When brothers talk about fleeing, I do not knock these brothers. Sisters talk about, I do not knock it. But it's going to get to a time where you will not be able to sit here and usher not one word about what you need to do. You're going to be gone. You're going to be gone. This is a mindset recalibration, as you may say. Because when you fleeing, and you know for a fact, none of us is accustomed to that. Now, Sister Melody, I hope, yeah, okay. I sister, I bet you they Gentiles. I bet you. There may be some Gentiles. You walking around on the moon in a spacesuit, huh? Okay, you bouncing around. You jump too high, you ain't coming back down. You better hope a meteor knocks you back. Well, you don't want to hit the meteor, but no, you jump too high, you ain't coming back down. You want to talk about Air Jordan? Yeah. Air Gentile. I tell you, brothers, and that was like the lady said, this is the time to really see things that you can live without. And how can you tweak your life to live outside of a system? That's what it is about. Because when it's all over said and done, brothers and sisters, it's going to be your flesh. You go battle with your flesh. You're going to battle with your flesh. Because we may be accustomed to shalom, shalom, brother Jones. I'm glad you made it in. You're going to battle with that flesh. But we got to make a decision for that spirit. We got to make it. This system is letting you know. And especially, like I know, who was that brother? I forgot the brother earlier. He said he don't trust the AI system. And I understand. I do. The internet was once like that. When it first got started, now people want to mess with the internet. But then, as time went on, People got into the internet, but then they started seeing the dark side of the internet. Same thing. There's a dark side to nearly everything in the system. People with the right mind, they want to use it for business or to encourage and things of that nature. And then you got those that's out here for that dark side, underground lifestyle. Shoot, Sister Van P, I don't know. This to me, brothers, it would appear to me that the Most High is getting he's getting us our mindset apart from this system of Satan. Because if you go into the book of Enoch, those fallen angels, they were showing people things they had no business showing them. And brothers and sisters, a lot of those things are being done right down to this very day. If the Most High did not give the authorization to do it, it should not be done. It should not be done. Now here we are, getting all these warnings, and the Most High he's very adamant about this. Israel, if you take this mark of the beast, you hemmed up. You're absolutely under judgment. And this is what the Most High is encouraging us. This awakening, brothers, could any of you imagine that with this awakening, all of this would be transpiring so quickly? That's coming in and going out so quickly. It's like we got to get accustomed to the awakening. Oh, but we the people. All right, we got to move on to this here. There's no time for you to be rejoicing. You the people. All right, move over to here. We're in this situation right here. That's what's happening, brothers. We steadily moving. About time you get so accustomed to who you are, you're on something higher and more important. Because the Most High said, I'm going to speed it up. Now your way of life, while in captivity, it's about to be scrutinized. This is like, what do you want? The Most High woke you up to who you truthfully are. He opened up your mind. Your mind did not post-awakening. You did not know. You just knew you was black and proud. That's all you knew. And you was a descendant of slaves. That was it. That was it. You could have read the Bible from the front to the back, and you still did not know. This is where the Most High Spirit was moving when he said, open them up, open up my people's mind. Let them know who they are. Now they got to start moving. And this is what's happening. He woke us up. We understand it. We're not even trying to shed any type of doubt. And this is what the world is upset. Now, the beast, he's upset. He's trying to come in as politely as he possibly can, because he knows if I come in abrupt, I'm going to lose a lot of people. And I'm trying to keep as many subjects alive. But if I got to bring that beast in, if I got to bring my fear in, it's just going to be that. Because he's recognizing his time is short. He recognized his time is short. The Most High has sped it up. These people are moving. All right. The one that said, when the Most High said flee, they gone. They gone. The ones who sitting right here, well, I wanted this, I wanted that. Brothers, and I'm not knocking nobody that's still here. Brother, what? I'm here. But my mind is that of Jerusalem. It's like we're surrounded. We're surrounded by a beast system. And I'm like, hey, how can we get out? Does it not? It costs money to get out. That's what I'm talking about, Brother Jones. But now, Brother Jones, you know, I put the link out there. Did you see the link? Oh, let me just do it again. But anyway, am I wrong? I mean, I could be wrong now. Don't get me wrong. I could be wrong about it costs money to get out of a system. And especially getting into another country. There's transportation. You got to get over the Atlantic. Just to get over that is a 10-hour trip. Just to get over that is a 10-hour trip. Wait a minute, I did. What's wrong with this thing? It's a 10-hour trip. And I mean, brothers, this is a very down-to-earth line of thinking that we need to be having as to what are you going to do? You say we say we woke now. We know we woke. We know we woke. And so, hey, wait a minute, what's going on with this thing, man? Shalom, shalom, Brother Galen.
Shalom, my brother. How are you today?
Oh, brother, I cannot complain. Cannot complain. If I did, I don't even listen to my own self.
I know, and blessings to Yasharal, the family that's on today with us.
So what are your take on this beast system, Brother Jones?
Well, we've been listening to some other things this morning. We just caught you. But I think I've got a sense of what you're talking about, brother, from the parts that I've been hearing. Excuse me. One of the things I think that we glean from the Bible, and that is, yes, it's a system, but it's a governmental system. There is no governmental system that doesn't have someone sitting at the top of it.
Exactly.
So there's, and Revelation talks about the beast, the false prophet, and the Antichrist, and I think that goes back to Daniel, a lot there and stuff like that. So the system is worldwide. I think it's going to really affect, and you can see like what's going on in Tanzania right now. Yeah. And I believe my wife was in the Congo, but also in Europe and in this country, in the Sudan, and you can see the birthing of it. It's actually, I think, really kind of been birthed. I think it's come through the womb already, meaning the system itself. I think the system is, there's been different people. I mean, everybody says someone is the Antichrist. They've been saying that for, 200 years now. But whoever that person really is, when the Bible says the son of perdition, that article, THE, is talking about a particular individual. I believe that the son of perdition has been physically born already and is in the earth and is waiting to be revealed, that the system is coming into place. And when the system is ready, it will bring forth its leader. That's my concept of it, my understanding. I try to get that as much as I can from the word. So, I think people really, really, really need to be ready. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's where I live.
Let me ask you something. But do you see yourself like our forefathers during Jerusalem, when Yahushua was telling his believers, "Hey, when you see this happen, get out of her, and don't come back." But the Romans had Jerusalem surrounded.
In 70 AD, they did.
Mm-hmm.
And, and many of our people fled to Africa. Some went probably east, but most fled into Africa from what we know. So but there was also many, many, many that were slaughtered by the Romans. And I think that's why Yahushua said in Matthew chapter 24, they're going to kill many of you.
Yeah.
But also to flee. So it's not either or, it's kind of both and. I know Kathy and I are doing all our very best to get out of America. Now, we're not fleeing. I mean, I believe America is Mystery Babylon, but there's no place you can go where the beast system is not going to be. I think it's going to happen. It's going to be implemented in technological places like America and China and Russia, places like that first, but it's going to be all over the world eventually.
Yeah. I think that the things that we're accustomed to, electricity, running water and things, I mean, this is just me, brother. And I mean, it's like I'm thinking they're going to use whatever they can use against you to draw you in, to put you up under pressure to say, don't you want some running water or whatever the situation may be?
Yeah. And that's why, brother, we have to always remember in our hearts and our minds and our souls and our very being that there's a difference between the source, who is Yah through Yahushua and the Ruach, and resources. And I think people get caught up on the importance of
Brother Galen, you kind of went out. I don't know if you you muted yourself, and we can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, so I'm saying that where was I? I was saying that we need a lot of people. Running water and clean water is very, very important. I mean, especially clean water, right? But remember, the word of Yah tells us he's going to give us springs of water in a dry land. So he is the source, and he controls and provides all the resources. Sometimes I think we get a little too caught up on the fear and the threats and then the fear of what the enemy says he's going to do. What are you going to do if you don't have running? What do you if you don't eat? Well, I'm ready to starve. I'm ready for that, because I trust that if he took care of the Hebrew boys in the flame, he took care of Daniel in the lion's den, he took care of our people in every kind of way. I mean, we really need to get in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and 12, when he talks about, those people, it says they were sawn in two. They were raised from the dead. They were destitute and naked and in peril, but they sought a better promise. Lived in caves and all kinds of stuff. And the Most High took care of them. We're under really, as the word of Yah says, a better covenant, because it's based on the blood of Yahushua, not the blood of bulls and goats, even though that was sufficient for the time, right? Don't get it twisted. Like when the Most High gave those animals as provision, that was sufficient for the time. Now we have the blood of Mashiach, who he presented at the altar in the Shemayim in heaven. And so we have a better covenant now. We have, quote unquote, the fulfillment of the promises, or better promises, as Hebrews says. So, one of the things I was teaching the other night in Isaiah 43 and 44, I think it says it like 4 or 5, don't quote me on the number of times, but it's like four or 5 times. It says, don't be afraid. Tells us as his people, don't be afraid. When the water should not overwhelm you. Let me turn there. It says, don't be afraid when the rivers of waters overwhelm, they'll not overwhelm you.
Mm-hmm.
When you go through the fire, it won't burn you. I mean, read through Isaiah 43. He talks about keeping us. He says, I'm going to turn away your iniquities and your sins. I'll remember no more. That's more important than whether I have running water or not.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I kid you not. It's very important. I mean, that's the winning factor, is maintaining your faith.
Yeah. So, we have to, this is the time, I was in the military, maybe others out there have been in the military, but you prepare for war in the time of peace. Right now, while things are still, quote unquote, relatively peaceful. I mean, I know ICE is acting up, but you better get ready now. You better be ready for somebody to put a bullet at your head, a barrel, the business end at your head, and the trigger to be pulled. You better prepare for that now. You better start fasting now so you can get used to not eating food every day when they tell you you're not going to be able to eat. When you can't, get used to just having some water. Get yourself some of those life straws, so that, I think one of them is good for 10,000 gallons. You can bend down to a muddy puddle and drink straight out of it. Do some things to get prepared now, but those are resources. That's not what's going to keep you, because not everybody's going to have a life straw. But everybody does have their life in Messiah. That's in him, and he's in them. My wife wants to say something.
Shabbat shalom, Mike. Shabbat shalom, family.
Shalom, sister. How you doing?
I'm doing well. One of my concerns is that our people are not prepared, and they're not getting prepared. And that's heavy on my heart, because Abba does not want us to be a deer in the spotlight when these things happen. And we don't know when they're going to they're happening, but there are some major cataclysmic things that are going to happen. And he doesn't want us unaware, just like when, this food stamp thing and the people stopped, the government said, we're not going to give you a food. Well, if we were smart, and we had been stocking up, like what the times have been leading us to do, we wouldn't care if we didn't get the food stamps when they said we didn't have, because, hey, I got a family of 4. I've got stuff in my shed that I've had. So if they want to stop those stamps, then let them stop, because Abba Yah has put in our hearts to prepare down the line.
And let me say this as well, Mike, and family, just in relation to what my wife just said. Part of the problem is, Yahuwah says, I will not share my glory with another. So you're going to he's got to deal with us, because too many people, his people, are depending on the food stamp. They're depending on SNAP, not depending on him. Hey, wait a minute. I don't care who you are. You ain't going to depend on that more than you depend on me. Your trust is not in me. Your trust is in Uncle Sam giving you, some food stamps, or whatever it is that you get from him. And so he has to deal with that, and deal with it to the degree that our hearts are stuck on that.
Wow.
Man, you would not like, you married. You're not going to allow your woman just to be so depend on some other man, or let him supply for her. You ain't, what kind of man is that? No, baby, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me? Ain't no way. He giving all the great, ain't no man gonna stand for that.
Not even if he's single.
Not if you're single, my wife is saying, but I'm just saying, hey, look, You either with me or you ain't with me. That's what the Most High is saying. Yahushua, you either with me or you not with me.
Yeah, and I believe that, bro. That's one thing I do believe.
So,
believe that. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I'm listening.
No, because you like what you said, brother. The Most High said he's not going to share his glory with no one. So yeah, all right. This system, food stamps, whatever it may be, it's pulling the Most High into a jealousy
yeah.
movement.
His name is jealous.
Yes.
You know, and here's the thing too, brother. And let me say this. One of the things we as Hebrews got to realize, now we do what we want to do. Hebrews often will talk about, we ain't got this, we ain't got that. But I don't know a brother or sister that ain't got 2 smart TVs. They got what they really want. Black folk got what they want.
Right.
For real, when you look at it, when it comes down to it, and then they cry and complain because they can't have Christmas. You don't need Christmas in the first place. It ain't for you. But we're upset because they can't have Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. Those folk did that in the killing of the First Nations people who were our people. And killing you, that's what they're really giving thanks for. And you participating in that, but y'all gonna go through what in high water to get a turkey and some chitlins. And the hot sauce to go with it. Come on. And folk will do what it takes to get that stuff. People crying because they child ain't gonna have Christmas.
And
Are you kidding me?
It's an abomination to the Most High. We're still walking in the abomination
of desolation,
wanting to be like Babylon.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace. It's a slap in the Most High's face.
And that's why it's only going to be such a small remnant. Because when it comes down to it, Mike, brother, there are going to be so many people when the choice really comes, they're not going to choose the way of the Messiah. They're not going to choose Yahushua and his ways. They're going to choose what they're used to, because that's what too many people do. Like I used to tell my church planners all the time, you're starting a church and reaching out to people and you're attracting them with hot dogs and hamburgers and carnivals. That's what you got to do to keep them. And as soon as you start giving them the real meat of the word, they're going to vomit and they're going to rebel, because it's not a hot dog or a hamburger or a show that you gave me. And that's why, quote unquote, churches become so much entertainment, because to attract people, they entertain them. And when they stop entertaining them, they leave.
Good night with the way they entertain them now, man. Around here dancing in high heels.
Man.
And everything. I'm like, man.
It's a shame and a pity.
Because the show, you know what they say? The show must go on, right? At any cost. The show's got to go on. And Yeshua standing to the side saying, I'm it. But y'all got a taste for the system already. You got a taste for entertainment. You got a taste. I've got true food. I've got food that will sustain you. And you want to eat hamburgers, hot dogs, and most of y'all eat vomit. That's the truth. Most of our people eat vomit, because that's what Satan gives them. They've gotten used to the taste of vomit and will prefer vomit over fine, good food. That's the problem with us.
And brother,
hold on. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. And know what? You don't even eat your own vomit, but we'll eat Satan's vomit, because that's what we've gotten used to. Vomit.
Brother Mike, I was going to say that Abba Yah has to put fire up under his people before we act right. Even in his judgment, he's still good. Because if things don't, if things just don't keep, if Abba Yah does not make things happen, we'll just continue to be the same way that we are. because we need some heat. We need some suffering. And it's happening. And it hurts. It hurts to see my brothers and sisters out here and they're still doing every manner of thing to us. That's because we're disobedient as a people. We still don't regard or reverence the Most High. We still don't keep Sabbath. We still don't keep all of his laws, statutes, and commandments. We still shacking up. We still doing drugs. We still hurting each other as a people. So Abba Yah has to do what he has to do for us. And it hurts. It hurts. And a lot of tribulations gonna have to happen in order for us as a people to even unite. We don't even like each other. We have self-hatred towards each other. So it's something else. It's just something else. Because I know that our hearts hurt. Our hearts hurt when we see every manner of thing happening to us. And we're like, Abba, why? Abba, when? How long are we going to have to deal with these injustices, this discrimination, this oppression? Because personally, I'm tired.
But he keep asking us, how long you going to stay on that system?
Yep.
How long you going to keep preferring the devil over me? How long you going to keep doing that, Yasharel? How long you gonna keep on doing what you've been doing? Half-stepping, which is a whole step in the devil's kingdom. You can't half-step with the Most High. There's no such thing. You know, how long you gonna keep on? He says, you know, in Isaiah, I was going there, you know, in 40, let's see, he says, he's look at this, but Jacob, Isaiah 43:22. But Yaakov, you have not called on me, because Yasharal, you have become weary of me. That's what the Lord says about it. Most High says about us. You have not brought me your sheep for burnt offerings, or honored me with your sacrifices. I have not burdened you with offerings or wearied you with incense. You have not brought me aromatic cane with silver, or satisfied me with the fat of your sacrifices. But you have burdened me with your sins. You have wearied me with your iniquities. Thanks be to the Most High. That's what the deal. That's part of the deal right there, right? We have burdened him with our sins and with our iniquities. But he says this in verse 25. I sweep away your transgressions and for my own sake, and remember your sins no more. But it's not until there's a pause there, there's a space in time and place. But we keep wearying him with our sins and our iniquities. When we gonna stop that? You know, some people we're talking about the beast system. You know, yeah, he's gonna deal with that beast system. But when are we gonna stop trusting in it? We trust Uncle Sam more than we trust Yahusha.
But let me ask you something, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
Brother Earl, he asked me a question, man. He said, Brother Mike, do you think that the Most High is going to wake up all these people? And you know, and this is just, hey, I'm gonna first say this. This is just my feelings, and my feelings can be put on the back shelf. But this is just my feelings. The Most High knows that his people do not know who they are, except for what we are right now, the woke ones. And so I'm up under the assumption that he's going to wake his people up, or there's going to be some way that he's going to, he's going to let his people know who they really are.
Yeah.
I mean, now, what is your take on that? Because right now, when we started to wake up, the church started to clown. It's starting to let little bitty boys come in there with high heels and dancing on the stage. You got grown men coming in there with fake lashes on, with mascara and having a beard, living foul in the church.
Yeah.
All this stuff started happening within the church. And so my question to you is, do you believe that the Most High is going to wake all of his people up?
Yes, I believe he is going to send out the call. See, this is where Paul said, all Israel is not Israel. You know, he is going to, because let me say this first off. The Most High, our Yahuwah, our King through Yahusha, is holy. He's just. He's righteous. You know, he lets his rain fall on the just and the unjust. And I'm saying that to say this. He's going to let all of us know at some point. They're going to hear it, who we are and whose we are. The question is who's going to accept it and who's going to reject it. Because see, nobody is going to be able to stand before him and say, I didn't know. No Israelite is going to be able to stand for him and say, I didn't know. Not now. Maybe in years past when, you know, Granny was young and her mother and father, and they just didn't know. But you know what? Back then also, you know, even Nat Turner was telling everybody we're Israelites. But he knows how to have grace on them. He knows how to judge their hearts. He knows what based on what they knew. See, I believe this, brother. And this is from the book of Romans, chapter 1-3. This is where I get what I'm about to say. Everyone is going to be judged by the highest and best they had the opportunity to know. Okay, so then that's what the Bible says. Those who know the law, they're going to get judged by the law, right? Those who know this, they're going to get judged by it. Those who know and heard of the awakening, they're going to be judged by it. So if you hear the call to wake up, and if we as you know Israelites, like I've got an older sister, you know, for a long time our family came up under the New Age. My sister is still in that stuff. Now I could call her, I've called her, and I could tell her, you know, she's Israel and this, that, and the other, and she's wrong, and don't be doing this, and don't, you know, there's a way to draw people.
Yeah.
You know, and so I've been praying and thinking about her. I know she's very intellectual. So I'm going to talk to her and say, hey, sis, I want you to, for about 15 minutes, act like you're sitting in one of my lectures, one of my academic lectures. And so I know she's like that. So she's going to turn her mind. Okay, if she agrees to it, I'm going to say, you know, and then at the end of my lecture, I'll give you an opportunity to have questions and answers based on what I've lectured. So her intellectual mind is going to kick it. Say, okay. And then I'm going to share with her as lovingly, but as from the word as I can. My older brother is a little bit more raw. I just got to tell him, man, look, you know, and so
pull out that belt.
Yes, got to pull it. Yeah, because that's what he needed. You know, like my mother knew between the three of us, those two needed whoopings. I didn't. I needed a talking to. You know, and that because that would bother me. What she said to me would bother me more than her whooping me, because that was my nature. So I'm saying that to say, went a long way to answer your question. One, yes, to get back to the question. Yes, I believe everyone is going to hear, but also who's going to respond. But part of that is on us who are woke.
Yeah.
You know, how do you want somebody to come to you with something? You want somebody to just beat you up with the word? You want somebody to beat you up with stuff you've been doing wrong? Some people need that. Most don't. Most people respond with digging their heels in. You know, because when you telling me something that I've just never really heard, and you coming at me all crazy, and everything I've done, everything mom and daddy told me all our lives, you telling me is wrong. They was wrong, and everybody's wrong, and you're the only one right. So you have to know how, know your audience. You know, all of us who have woken up are to be proclaimers of the truth, of what we've been woken up to. But how do you go about doing that? Again, like I said a moment ago, let me put it this way. You know, when you're giving a baby, taking a baby off a mother's milk, to regular food, what does the mother do? She'll take some of the regular food and chew it up a little bit in her mouth and then put it in the baby's mouth, because them little teeth and them little gums, you know, they can't handle, they can't chew it up yet, but they still need to start getting used to regular food. Well, you know, sometimes that's the way we need to treat others in our our natural family and friends. You know, let them, I tell this to people all the time, let people see the light of truth in you. Let them say, man, there's something different. What happened in your world? There's something different about you. See, when I truly stopped getting high, I mean, you know, and I'm talking about them times when I said I was going to stop getting high, and 15 minutes later, I was hitting the blunt. When my friends saw that, and I was like, nah, you know, they're like, oh, he's serious now. Like, there's something different about him. There's something different about Jones. He ain't like he used to be. And it wasn't because I was running around telling them I'm this, I'm that. It was because the change came. And then they got to the point where they said, man, what's up with you? I started talking to them. I really got born again, brothers. You know, all that stuff I used to talk about when I was high, the Most High has really changed me. Now I'm living what I was talking about, because I was called to preach before then. So they were like, oh man, they would want to talk, and you know, but then you know what they started doing? They stopped calling me as much, because you know they still want to do what they want to do. But now, because they've seen my life, guess what? Virtually all them guys has acknowledged walking with the Most High now, because they saw my lifestyle. Then when they really wanted to know, you know, when they really needed some prayer, they came, hey man, something's going on, man. I need you to pray for me, Jones. Okay, man, what's happening? You know, and then I could say, you know what? You know, one of my friends asked me, he said, man, what if I don't want to stop getting high? You know the response I gave him? I said, I'll tell you what, man, I'm not going to say his name. I'll just say Fred. I said, for all the time that you spend getting high, when you're not high, read your Bible. You know, talk about the Lord. He said, what? I said, yeah, don't stop getting high. God don't need you to stop getting high. But what he does want you to do is, when you're not high, read the Bible. So if getting high, from the time you decide you go get you something, whether it's weed or drink or whatever, until you come down, let's say that's 4 hours. Okay, now when you ain't high, you got 4 hours you got to spend in the Word. That brother's a deacon in the church now.
Okay.
You see what I'm so now I can talk to him. I haven't talked to him in a long time, which, you know, he's up in Ohio and I'm here and all that. But if I brought it up to him, he would listen, because he saw my life change. And then when he was trying to press me with stuff that he thought was gonna, well, God, you know, he knew he was gonna choose. He wasn't gonna stop getting high. I said, okay, don't stop. But give that time when you're not high to the more. If you can give that time to being high, give this time to Jesus. And of course, I used that name Jesus at the time. And he was like, well, that made sense. Okay, now see, I didn't tell him to stop drinking and getting high. I did tell him to stop chasing girls. You know, do that. You got to stop that. But then he started doing it. And now, like I say, so if I called him, or you know, we started talking and I brought up something about the truth, he would listen. Because I lived the life before him. And that's what we need to do. You want to get people out the system and snatch them out the fire. Live Torah, truly live Torah without telling them Torah. I know this is a quote I'm about to make. It's truth, okay? It was from St. Francis Assisi. He said, how did he say it? He said, live. Oh, he said, well, I'm of course lost my mind right now, but what he was saying is, he said, live the gospel and if necessary, preach. You know, let people see your life.
Yeah.
You know, and if necessary, if it becomes, then preach to them. You know, live in such a way that you honor the Sabbath in such a way that brings Yah glory, and the way you conduct yourself. You know, when I was in the military, I had gotten injured in my private area. I was a lifeguard, and we were doing the drill, and, you know, you had got to act like you're saving. You got to keep your skills up to, you know, do life-saving stuff. And the guy was flailing around the water and kicking, and I got kicked, and I had to go to the hospital. And, you know, when the doctor was examining me in that area, man, I'm telling you, I was in like life-threatening pain, felt like.
Bro, you got me hurting, bro. You man, good gracious. I mean,
man, I'm telling you, brother, I was in the hospital for 7 days after that accident.
man, did you get kicked by an elephant?
Man, it felt like it. But here's what the urologist told me. And I don't know how he saw this, because when he was examining me down there, I was screaming. But he came up to my room and he said, "I can tell you're a believer." And I looked at him like, I'm still kind of in some pain. I'm like, how could you tell that? He was like, during the examination. And I'm like, I was screaming when you were manipulating me down there and it was swollen. You said you could tell I was a believer? That's one of the things he told me. So I'm saying, live your life as a do what you believe in. You know, and I think my wife, I didn't use not one cuss word when he was twisting everything and doing all that stuff. Man. I didn't cuss. I might have praised. I don't know what I really don't remember what I said, because I was in so much pain, you know. But he came up and he said, another time I was on field maneuvers and I was fasting while I was a medic, so I was taking care of these other soldiers. And I had to be out there with them and all that kind of stuff. And I decided I was going to fast for a couple of days while I was out there. And he was a major. And he came up to me and he said, "I know you're a believer, but you have to eat." And I'm like, "How did you know I wasn't even eating? I wasn't like telling anybody." He said, "You're a believer, aren't you?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Are you fasting?" I said, "Yes, I am fasting," because I wasn't trying to tell nobody. Mm-hmm. He said, well, Sergeant Jones, I've noticed, and I want you to eat, because we're going through a lot of stuff out and you need your energy." He said, but he did it in such a way that he came to me humble. This is a major, you know, with the gold leaf on his lapel. I didn't know he knew I was. How did he know I didn't tell anybody I was fasting. I would go around while they were eating, but I just didn't eat anything. I got something to drink. I would talk to the soldiers. They were cadets. They were cadets.
Okay.
ROTC cadets. And I would talk to them and just, do my thing and, make sure they were all right and use that as a time to make sure that their feet were okay and from all the marches and blah, blah, blah. And then he came up to me after that and he said, "You're a believer, aren't you?" I said, Yes, sir, I am." He said, "You're fasting?" I said, "Yes." He said, "I need you to eat." He said, "I noticed." And he was just very humble. He was very, I'm saying this, he saw my life. Mm-hmm. And he came up and said that. He said, "But I want you to eat because, you have to have something in your body because we're about to go do some stuff and I need you to have energy." I'm like, "All right, sir, I'll get something to eat, But brother, he saw my life. And that's what we have to do. We have to live a life before people so that they'll say, and you can then say, "Well, I live under a different system." What? Yeah, I don't live by Satan's system. I live up under Yah's system. See, that's what do you mean by that? Well, then you can start talking to people about life, about the system, about, okay, I'm in this world. And you see, I wouldn't hit him right away with, I'm in this world, but okay, that sounds too churchy to me. But I would say I live under a different system. And then don't say anything. I live by a different set of laws. And then don't say anything. And then they're like, a different set. What kind of laws and system are you under? And then when they ask the question, you give them the answers, but you leave it in such a way that they have to ask you other questions. And when they're asking you the questions, because they ask the question, you're not telling them, you're just answering their questions. See, that's the wisdom. That's why the Bible says we're to be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. We don't use wisdom when we come at people. We use, rah, 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 rah. You know, one brother was telling me, you're hitting his mother and father over the head with the word, with the Bible. You know, we're Israelites. You're doing that wrong. And they just rebelled against him because grandma was wrong, granddad was wrong, everybody's wrong but you. But now I said, man, go back, apologize to your parents for hitting them like that, the way that you did. And truly apologize to them, and then just let them see how you live and then talk to them.
Mm-hmm. And you know, Brother Mike, we got a friend right now. She's living in her car because she used the word and she beat her family up with it. And so now they're like, oh, well, we're not good enough for you to be around. And she can't even go over their house to get a hot meal. And she's living in a car.
Because when she did hear the truth, and she just went off on them. You know, how you gonna pull someone out of a fire or out what they're used to living and doing, and all you doing is tell them how wrong they are? Mm-hmm. You know, so we have to let people know there's a different system. Let them see it. Let them see your life, brothers and sisters. Let them see the light. Light doesn't have to tell anybody it's here. When you turn on your light switch, when you go in a dark house, does the light have to have a conference with the darkness? Answer that for me, Brother Mike. Does the light have to have a conference with the darkness?
No, there's not a conversation at all.
What happened? What is the property of the light itself?
It gradually comes in.
It just shines, boom. It moves at its speed, and darkness must flee. And so when we live our lives, he said, Yahushua said, let your light so shine that people will see your good works and do what? Glorify your Abba who is in the Shemayim. But we don't let our light shine like he told us to. We're not the salt of the earth. Because when people, what do they do with salt? You know, it's savory. When people can taste and see Yahushua in our lives, when they see the light. When you turn on a light switch, it doesn't have no conference. It doesn't discuss. It just dispels, because that's its natural property. And that's what light should be in us. It should be our natural spiritual property. And we come in, light is shown, and darkness must flee. Darkness don't have to flee from most of us. Darkness don't have to flee from most of us.
So you're saying this. So you're saying that with this awakening that the Most High is going to, really pull up on his people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be prepared on how we approach our family or people, period, when it comes to this awakening.
That's right.
Yeah, I got
if you want them to, that's I just kind of, I asked you a question. I asked you, Mike, tell me about light. Mm-hmm. Now, that's so you answered the question. I said, does light have a conference with darkness? No, of course not. Why not? Because light, that's its properties. So I just kind of gave a slight demonstration of how we approach others. We ask questions that they answer, and it leads to them coming to a conclusion on their own, and then it brings the next question. Open-ended questions. But like I said, most of us don't let the light shine through us. I think Yahushua said, if there be darkness, how great is that darkness? Most of us don't question how great the darkness is that's in us. We just assume the mercy of the Most High, but we don't walk in it. And that's the major issue. But to answer your question again, just so I make sure people can answer, yes, I believe that Yahushua is the one responsible for making sure that everybody hears, not me. I mean, he's going to use us. But everybody that is Yasharal is going to hear it. He says, choose you this day who you're going to serve. So he's going to give everybody the truth. Chance to choose. And if you don't choose, when you stand before him, there'll be no way you can turn anything back on him. And matter of fact, he's going to say, not only did I send you one witness, I sent you 2 or 3 true witnesses who shared with you who we are, who you are,
now,
and who I am to you.
Now with this encroaching beast system, I mean, do you think it's all gonna be at all? I mean, pretty much at the same time, because I do understand that when the system comes in, it's going to be blatant, you know. But when it comes to, because right now, right as we stand, we are what? Surrounded. We are in captivity, and so with getting out. I'm trying to formulate this question, man. To this system of the way out, do you think that the Most High is going to act first, or the system go kick in, you know, and things of that nature? And then we in the system. When you're trying to get out, when you're trying to get out, and for those that's in the system that's not woke, am I asking that question right?
Yeah, take your time, brother. Formulate it.
I'm trying to think. I mean, looking at the system and the way it's going now.
My phone's about. I'll be able to say.
It's like we I ain't gonna say we. I'm gonna say us. Whether we woke or not, we are surrounded.
I'm gonna sit right. This one will be my face.
We're surrounded in a system, and with this, you know, with this awakening, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. You know,
no, it's okay, man. I mean, this is what we do. You know, take. So I think if I let me see if I can try to frame what I think you're about to say, and because the question kind of sounds like it revolves around, you know, is the beast system gonna come on suddenly, you know, and all of a sudden everybody's like, it's boom there, or is it going to be kind of gradual? I really think, like we've been saying, you know, earlier, man, it's already been kind of coming into fruition.
Yeah.
You know, they've been, you know, like I say with Christmas. Well, we've been in that system. Everybody's been in that for a long time. You know, there's already things we've been gotten accustomed to. So, like now, I didn't get a chance to hear, I think, some of the things that people you put on earlier, you know, about how they're doing this technology thing. I think that's what you had on. But let's take something that's right now. Like, okay, so travel is you know, the government's back open, the air traffic controllers are coming back to work and all that kind of stuff, and air traffic is starting to move again. Well, you know, there's a thing when you go to the airport that you can check in, they can scan your eye.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's part of the B system already. Guess what's going to start happening? Because most people don't want to wait through the TSA line. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to go in there and scan their eye, so they can just walk right through because they don't want to wait any longer. They're tired. That's a trick. That's something that's already happening. So
Wow,
when
all
they
right.
come and say, I already got your biometric information, it's because you gave it to them. You know, I did it. A lot of people have done it, but be careful giving your, you know, your DNA sample for ancestry.com and stuff like that, because they're taking that samples and they're using that not only just to tell you what your DNA is, but find out exactly who we are and where all the real Israelites are. So they're already doing that kind of stuff. So that when they spring the full trap, you know, it's gonna seem all of a sudden, but they've been setting out the bait for a long time. You know, it's like I got this. Well, he's dead now, I believe. I had a couple mice in my shed, you know, out here on this farm, right? And I bought this poison, and the poison's in little green balls, and it's got shrimp or something, salmon or something in it, but it's poison. And I was getting upset because the mice they was eating and wasn't dying. Like, what's going on? So I called the company, and they said, "Oh, the way this medicine works, this poison works is they taste it, they like it, they take it back to their nest, and then they eat it back there fully, because, you know, and when they eat it back there, they die in their nest, but it doesn't kill them like right away. It has to build up, and I think that's what happens with this system. They've been poisoning us for a long time, and then when the final dosage comes, it's going to be, for most people, it's going to be too late. That's where I think it's going to happen.
I mean, because with this lollipop, it's like, man, they be down there in line.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, this is something. This, I mean,
so here's what they're
from it.
Here's what they're going to do with that, brother. Check this out, right? Because this is how they do it. It's the same playbook. So they got that thing came out. C ends with a 9. Came out. Everybody, too many people got afraid, right? A fear. They evoke fear. Then they tell everybody they're going to do this, force everybody to try to take a shot. You know, take the vaccine, and then everything's cooled off for right now. But then they're going to go something worse, and then everybody's really going to be afraid when they start seeing blood coming from the eyes and the ears and the mouth and the nose, because it's a new one. Now, you know, everybody's got to get this new thing, and you know how many people are going to be lining up then? Christians, quote unquote. Yeah, it's a fear factor. So they've been telling us, you know, what Bill Gates said years ago, the next is supposed to be coming out in 2025. It's going to be worse than COVID. He said those words. So, okay, what's going to be worse? It's supposed to be coming out of South America, I think he said. You can look him up on a TED Talk. That's not conspiracy. You can look. He did a TED Talk and talked about it. So what are they going to do? This next one? It's going to be really scary then. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
I'm just trying to figure out, man, how in the world they going to tell you where it's going to come from?
Because they already know. They created it. Let me tell you this. Man, look. So I was in college. I was still I wasn't even, maybe 20, 21, something like that. And a dear friend of mine's father is a pathologist at a leading medical school university.
Hold on for a minute, brother, for a moment.
Okay.
We got next, brother Yasin. This is the link. You can click on the link. I just put it in. StreamYard. You can click on that to come in. All right, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
I'll tell it and then other people come in. But he was a pathologist, and he was leading a study back then on AIDS. And he was about to publish a paper about some findings that he had that would really solve the AIDS problem. Well, this man is one of the most meticulous people you ever want to meet. I mean, meticulous. He was just one of them kind of researchers, scientists. Everything was always in place. So he had all his samples and everything that he was going to use to prove all his experiments and what he had discovered about the cure for AIDS. That was on a Friday. He came into work and someone came into his lab and turned off his refrigerators. They kept all his samples and everything, ruined all his material. He almost lost his mind behind it because they weren't ready they did not want someone to discover a cure for AIDS.
Now you messing with somebody's money. Now you messing with my pockets. Oh boy.
Yeah, they did not want that discovery to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So they sabotaged this man. No way he didn't lock up his. They think the story was he didn't lock the room or something like that, and the janitor came in and turned off a switch. I mean, it was some cockamamie story, and he was like, it just didn't happen. You know that I locked. No, so you know, I'm just saying they do all this stuff, and they know what they've already done, brother. They already know they got over 150 strands of the virus because they created it. And they created AIDS in a laboratory in Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Yeah, but then they blame it on our brothers and sisters. Oh, they came from them. Yeah, okay.
Come on.
Man, please. You know, and you know, you got to be some type of people to be getting down the way you're getting down. Of course, we just don't move like that. Man, I was looking at this video, and they was talking about how syphilis, gonorrhea, all came from European lands.
Yeah.
All of it came from European lands. Syphilis nearby took Hawaii out.
Yeah. Bestiality, man.
Mm-hmm. But these are the this is the time of the Gentile rule, and I was talking to some family members, and they were talking about now the Gentile rule ended. So I like, no, it didn't.
Come on.
And I said, all you gotta do is look at what's going on now.
That's what they're big. That's right. That's
but
right.
This is what you know. Jehovah's Witnesses teach that the Gentiles' times has ended. Yeah, keep on teaching that lie.
Yeah, no, that's not right. I was gonna say something else. Even a lot now of these Rev 29ers, if you know what I'm talking about, you know, and 39, the imposters, a lot of their scholars are saying now they know they're not the people. There's a book called The Invention of the Jewish People by Arthur Kessler. The 13th Tribe by Shlomo Mintz, I think his name is.
Yes.
And when you read Kessler's book, he talks about them. Don't quote me if I'm trying to do some memory. I think it's on page 128 or so in his book, but he talks about how those Khazarian people from Middle Europe and Eastern Europe would eat crabs that were in their pubic area. It's in his book.
Wait a minute, hold on now. I was about to ask you what you're talking about, the seafood.
No, crabs. Genital crabs.
I'm just done.
And I do know it's in Arthur Kessler's book. So people can look that up. I don't quite. I think it's page 120. I got it. My books right now in storage because I don't have my library like I used to, so I can't just go grab that book off my shelf. But it's in Arthur Kessler's book. I believe it's about page 128 when he talks about that. Yeah. And I believe those people killed him.
Yeah, they did.
For talking about that truth.
They did. I was just about to say that. Yeah. And
so that's the kind of stuff, man. Those are the kind of demonic. And my wife was asking it, saying this earlier today, how can these people put 48 bullets in one man? Well, that's because they're demon infused. These are not just people. These are people who live by the demon. That's the system that they're in. They're not fully human in some of them. Some of them have the blood of Esau and the Horite and demons and stuff like that in them. That's how they can do that stuff.
Now let me ask you something about the Horites. The Horites did not have a bloodline back to Noah, nor his sons, right?
That's correct.
That's what I was thinking. They didn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, so man, I tell you. But I mean, just looking at what we got to contend with, and then what's going on now. They are in power.
Yes.
These Gentiles, I mean, mixed with fallen angels and everything else. This is a terrible combination to be in this system, brother.
Yeah. That's why we're in the world, but not of it.
Yeah.
And that's, we don't take Yahushua's words truly to heart for the depth of what they mean. He said, you should say to this mountain, be thou removed, and it must obey you.
Yeah.
Now, there's a figurative meaning to that, but there's also a literal one. I think he meant as well. Speak to the mountain. I mean, literally, he pointed it at the mountain.
Brother, I take it literal myself. I take it literal.
I do too. I think but it won't move right now because what the light, the darkness that's in me. But when we become full of light, like he talks about, we'll say to the mountain, we'll say to disease, we'll say to this stuff, like they did. Like he'll walk on water.
Yeah.
The disciples were trying to cast out this demon, and it was whooping the child all over it. I think it was casting him in the fire, and the man came and said, "Please, deliver my son." And Yeshua came and delivered him. And he said, "Why could not your disciples cast him out?" He said, "This kind of only comes out by prayer and fasting." Are we fasting? Are we praying? We kind of getting back, we mentioned earlier, can we miss 4 or 5 meals so that we're prepared for all that's coming and we have the kind of spiritual power? Yeshua said in John chapter 14, that these things that I do, you shall do in far greater. Well, where are the far greater works? What did he do? At minimum, if we just did the works that he did, we should be raising the dead. We should be able to speak to a legion of demons and they're casted out. Whether you think it's greater than that or at least the same as that, where is it? Where are the greater works? Even if it's just more of us doing it than him and the 12. There ought to be true believers in the scores of people doing that. How come it's not happening? I know a lot of people don't like her, but Celestial, I think she's got a lot of stuff to say. But one of the things she said, all these Hebrews, these Israelites, want to, because they say, well, you can have 6 wives now, but you can't take care of the one you got. But you can have all these wives, but can't cast out a demon. What difference does it make if I have 6 wives, but can't cast out a demon or heal my son? But now you can have 6 wives. See, that's the kind of hypocrisy we're in.
Well, you know what? This brother, hold on. Let me do it this way.
Go for it, brother.
He's asking you a question.
Yes.
Next, he said, "Do you know Dr. Larry Ford and what was it, Walter Mason?"
I think I've heard Larry. I'm not sure. If they could let me know, because I know a lot of people through my membership in the Evangelical Theological Society, I'm not sure if they could maybe let me know where these people are from. I don't recall a name personally, and I'm trying to see. Is it Walter Basin? I'm on my phone right now, so I can't really.
Yeah, that's on Walter. That's what it's saying, Walter Basin.
Yeah, I don't think I know those people. If they can let me know what the reference is, maybe I might know their work, but not know the person.
Mm-hmm.
If they can,
But brother, I think this is in the position or the system in which we're in now. Things are getting a lot darker now. But let me ask you something: do you believe that we, the ones that are woke, that the Most High allowed a little light to shine within us?
Of course. That's part of what being woke means, right? The light has come. Let your light so shine. There's a teaching I'm gonna do. I'm doing some teaching on Thursday nights. I want to get to this one teaching about light. You know, because our light is supposed to be shining. If you just did a small study on light, particularly out of 1 John and how it connects back to Genesis chapter 1-3, you know, and what light is, you know, what it's supposed to be, and what, of course, what Yahusha said about we're the light of the world.
Where's your teaching taking place at, Brother Galen?
On my YouTube channel. I just got it really going like I need to. It's called Spiritual Food, the number 4, the
Put it
Hebrew
in
Soul.
put it in the chat.
Did I just get out of here? Let me. Oh, wait a minute, bro, Mike. Let me see. Okay, I just clicked on the chat.
Trying to get this. Oh, no, you're trying to get in. I'll look for you coming in. We got next. Let me see. In early AIDS research, tried to in South Africa.
Okay, so I put it in the chat. It says Spiritual Food, the number 4, the Hebrew Soul on YouTube. You have to spell it all out like you're writing it. So it's Spiritual Food, the number 4, the Hebrew Soul. Let me see.
Hey, Brother Galen, hold on just for a moment. Go ahead and take the. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on for a minute, brothers. Yeah, it seemed like, I mean, I lost you, Brother Galen. Hold on, let me take this here away. Alrighty, add to the stage. All right, I got you. Oh, we got next. Shalom, brother.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah. I hear you now.
All right. Shabbat shalom, family.
Wait a minute, what happened to everybody? Well, all right, I know what it is. Hold on just for a moment. I'm saying the Brother Galen, let me put the link out. I think that's what had happened. Oh, come back in. All right, there we go. I clicked on it and it's showing. Hold on. Try to, brother. Let me do it again, brother. Let me put the link in. Okay. There's the link again. Shalom, brother. We got next, man. It's a pleasure to have you here, brother. Talk to me.
How's it going?
I can't complain, man. It's pretty good.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I'm waiting on y'all saying he's
I
trying
just
to
want
come
to,
in.
yeah, I just want.
Say it again for me, brother.
Yeah, I just because that doctor I was talking about. I said I just want to jump in because of that doctor.
Yeah, he's back in right now.
It goes back to a bioweapon program back in the 90s. I had mentioned to you before, so I wanted to know if he knew anything about that. I said there was a bioweapons program. Larry Ford was an American doctor in early age research. Am I coming through clear?
No, yeah, we hear you. And I got Brother Galen on that.
Hello?
He's on also.
Okay. Yeah, so Dr. Larry Ford was an American doctor. Apparently he was instrumental in early age research. He had been working. What ended up happening with this guy is he ended up committing suicide, right? After putting a hit out on one of his business partners. In the process of investigating his suicide, they opened his refrigerator and they found he had some like about 100 and something deadly bacteria in his refrigerator. So they started investigating him as to why would he have all of these bacteria, I mean, like Ebola, like really deadly bacteria in his refrigerator. So what happened was it turned out that he had been traveling back and forth to South Africa and had been working with a South African doctor and a South African government. That's the other doctor, Walter Bassoon. In what they were trying to do was create a bio weapon that was race specific. Anyone could take the race specific. Yeah, it was being designed to only attack Negroes or black people.
Wow.
Okay, so the project was called Project Coast. Yeah, the project was called Coast. You don't hear a lot about it. The internet is being scrubbed of this information. But I found out this while researching something about the Omaha Boys Club scandal. I don't know if you know about that, but that's another story for another day. But somehow or another, it had led me to this story about this particular doctor. So apparently, they developed this bioweapon specific. And I don't find it a coincidence that Larry Ford was instrumental in AIDS research at the time when AIDS had impacted our community. So please, everybody take a minute when you get some time. Research Project Coast, Dr. Larry Ford and Walter Bassoon. This went on trial with the UN. Of course, they found no harm, no guilt, but there's like a 7,000 page on this, on what they were doing. And all of the people that worked for them said they succeeded in creating this bio. The problem was they didn't know how to do it to the people.
Let me ask you something. We got next in Brother Galen and Sister Kathy. The link did y'all click that link that I posted?
Yeah, brother, I was clicking it, and for some reason my phone wouldn't let me in. But Sister Kathy got me back in, so I'm back with you. And
Okay. Now, Brother Yasin, he having a problem getting in too.
Yeah, Kathy got me back in. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I had to go back.
Okay.
Apologies, brother.
Hold on. Say it again, brother. We got next.
No, I was saying the first time I clicked the link, it didn't let me in as well. So I had to go back and do it again, and it brought me right in.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's what it is with Brother Yasin. I'm gonna just repost it again, hoping that it lets him in. And I just reposted it. Sister Kathy, why are you down here? Look, let me see what's going on here. Oh, all right, I see.
Yeah.
There you go. You here, Sister? You in now?
Yeah, I didn't hear what Brother We Got Next said. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, brother. We got next.
Okay. Yeah, just to try to sum it up. Back in the 90s, there was a suicide of a doctor called unaliving of a doctor called Larry Ford. Larry was a doctor. He was instrumental in the early research, AIDS HIV research. Upon his unaliving of himself, during his investigation, the investigators found, I think it was 130 something deadly bacteria in his refrigerator. Like just sitting in his refrigerator next to a ham sandwich. That's exactly how they said it. 100 and something bacteria next to a ham sandwich. They was trying to figure out why would this man have all these bacteria in his refrigerator. So what ended up happening, again, I'm just summarizing it up again. During the investigation, he had been making trips back and forth to South Africa, and he was working with the South African government and a South African doctor called Walter Bassoon. And what they were trying to do was, or what they did accomplish was, develop a bio weapon that was raced to only this weapon designed to only affect the Black or Negro community. And according to the work in the laboratory, the people that worked in the laboratory definitely accomplished the goal of creating a weapon. The only problem they had, they didn't know how to deliver it to the people without it being, openly noticeable.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like I say, just
I'm looking it
everybody
up right
and research that the internet is being scripted.
You said what year was
Yeah,
that?
the internet is being scripted this information. Of course, I can't remember the exact year, but it was sometime in the 1990s. So some of the older folks might remember
2000,
back in the days, they came out with a couple of sodas.
2002.
All right, they came out with
Yeah.
early night, well, late night. Yeah, I thought it was a little earlier than that. That could be 2000. Yeah.
Well, let me say this. There's a gentleman.
Hello.
He's a Gentile. Can you hear me?
Yes. Uh-huh.
He's a Gentile. His name is Mike
Yes.
Adams. He did a little bit of a documentary some years back, and he specifically talked about how this system is trying to kill Black people. They have already created different strands of things that connects to our DNA. They're doing it especially in food. They have been able to engineer something that goes directly and will attack our DNA. And he was warning our people about it. And we have to be careful about the foods that we eat. We have to make sure we pray over it. We have to make sure that we wash it with solutions that will kill or try as best as possible to get rid of the residue that they're putting on these types of fruits and vegetables and even meat, because it is their way to genocide us. And they have been coming up with biological weapons for years and years and years. And there has been some whistleblowers who have come on and, told different things to the media, and a lot of times they're killed. But this is nothing new, because back during Pharaoh's time, that genocide of killing all the firstborn, trying to find the Messiah. They have been doing this. They will continue to do this. But Abba Yah has a plan, and he's not going to let all of his people get wiped out by these biological warfare weapons. He's going to put it back on them folks. Yes, AIDS was created. There was a documentary where these Gentiles from German, different scientists from all over the world, gathered in a laboratory, and they created this AIDS thing, but also they created an antidote also. And they said that they would give the information only if they had immunity. They had already spreaded it. And so they say, we'll talk if nothing happens to us. They've killed millions upon millions upon millions of people in Africa and here in the United States also. But they got complete immunity. So we know that the devil and the principality is behind all these people who gladly give of their service and of their heart to Hasatan. But Abba does have he's got something. He's got a plan too, and their plan won't succeed. It may form, but it won't succeed. But that's why we've got to be so wise. We have to really, really just be in Messiah, because he's not going to let these evil, wicked things happen to us as a whole, but we have to be obeying his laws, his statutes, his commandments. We have to be walking in the Messiah. Just like when I forgot if it was Peter or Paul, when he got bit by that serpent and he shook it off and everybody was looking for him to die.
Right.
That's how because he was so into the Most High. Most High was using him. That's how we have to be. So that if any harm comes to us, Abba Yah will deflect that thing.
It was Paul. If y'all can hear me or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Paul. And there was a sister that came on a few moments ago. Bill Gates, she asked a question about Bill Gates in Africa.
Yeah.
Bill Gates was brought up to be the financier, and Elon Musk. These guys are financiers
of these things. And that's why the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, quote unquote, supposedly supports all these things. But Bill Gates, again, in a TED talk, said very openly, you can do a TED talk and just research him when he talks about population control.
So my avatar.
You
Sir?
in, brother? Yeah, saying you in.
Oh. And so he said.
Yeah, hold on for a
that
moment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. You in, brother? Yeah, saying.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'll finish up. So Bill Gates said that they were going to use vaccines and things like this to reduce the population, and that's what he put in place for.
Yeah, I hear you. Hold on for a minute, brother Galen. You hear me, brother? Y'all Saint?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, let me do this here. Let brother Galen.
All right.
He got one more thing he want to say real quick, and then I'm gonna come to you.
Yeah, I just want to say about Bill Gates being the financier, and that's why when you listen to him talk, he's the voice piece and the financier for all their evil plans. And that's why people need to get him out of Africa, because his goal is to reduce all the black population, but particularly the Hebrews there.
But then this
get rid of us.
question though with this brother Galen is this. So do they really want to trap us in their beast system when they trying to kill us? It seems like they're trying to get us before this system kicks in. Because they said that by the year 2050, that the African Americans or our income supposed to be zero.
Yeah, they've got a multi-tiered, it's an integrated multi-tiered attack. Part of it is they want to get rid of us, but they also want slavery.
Yeah, I got you.
So they're doing all these. They're not going to get rid of every single one of us, but they're going to get rid of enough. But they also want us serving them because they know the word that says they're going to eventually be serving us. So they believe the Bible. They just believe it for different reasons.
Okay, I see.
Okay, so I'm gonna let other people talk.
All right, let me go to brother Yah Saint. Shalom, Shabbat shalom, brother Yah Saint. I'm glad you made it in, brother.
Shalom, everybody.
Shalom.
Yeah. My wife had to get on her laptop to get me in here.
I tell you, man, that's one thing I started thinking about. I said maybe need to from his laptop. I was saying this. I could be wrong. But go ahead, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So what are you thinking about this system, man? This like introduction of a beast system?
Well, to be honest, what I'm thinking, yeah, we definitely in it, no doubt.
Yeah,
I think this digital ID, this digital ID thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is one of them 52 fake outs. They want you to keep looking at the chip. They want you to look at this chip, but when you study and see what's going on with the digital ID, you can't buy or sell.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's it right there. That's it right there. Like you can't argue that point. I mean, because for real, who has authority to tell you that you can't be a part of society?
I mean, man, as much as they fought against us and thing, I mean, and who's that brother? Like Brother Galen said, they know, they believe the Bible, but they want their interpretations to mean something else, and so yet and still,
I think they want to, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they want you to look at the left hand and not see what the right hand is doing. You know, I think they if you notice, they keep putting the chip, but the Bible don't say nothing about a chip. The Bible
Yeah,
don't
right.
say nothing about a chip. I think this is about your allegiance.
Yes.
This is who you're pledging your allegiance to. And then it's biometric too. The face scans, the hand, and all this, and you know, and all that.
I mean,
Well,
brother. I mean, sorry, I'm sorry,
of
go ahead.
course,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, of course, it's about allegiance to the Most High or allegiance to Hasatan. And you know, the Bible doesn't directly talk about all the things that are going to happen, but it does talk about, you know, men's hearts failing. So something's gonna come upon the world that is gonna, you know, cause men's heart to be like, oh, I don't even want to be alive anymore. You know, we don't know what all that entails, but it's not something good. You know, each year, this society, the people's hearts gets colder and colder and colder. Even amongst our people, we're getting colder and colder and colder towards each other. So only if we're in Messiah are we gonna make it. And that's why I always say it's gonna be a remnant of a remnant. And that's not a high number at all. There was a sign that said it was a crosswalk, and on one side of the street it was obey, and the other side of the street it was, what was it, Galen?
It was believe. I said, one said believe in God, one said I obey God.
And it was many people on that road that says I believe, but it was very few people on the other road that said I obey.
Hey, let me go back to brother's comment about the biometrics and everything, and we want to make sure that we get some word on it. And I think he's right. It is about allegiance. But one of the things we know is that the system, the beast system, is a copycat of Messiah's system, of Yahuwah's system. And so in Ephesians chapter 1, it says, verse 13, in him also when you heard the word of truth, the gospel of your salvation, and when you also believed, you were sealed in him with the Holy Spirit of promise. And so, you know, we are going to receive a seal upon us that marks us as Yah's people. It goes all the way back to Genesis, when I believe it was Cain, there was a seal, a mark was put upon his forehead.
Right.
Anybody that kills him, Yah was going to deal with them, right? So this marking or this sealing on the forehead or identifying is something that's going to happen. As the brother said, it is an allegiance, but you're going to have a mark. There's going to be something that is clearly apparent. And so when we get to Revelation, it does talk about a mark in the forehead and upon the right hand. It is something that's there. Now, I know that he's right. The Bible doesn't say it's whether it's a chip, but it is something that is, as he said, it's a biometric. It's something. And once you get it, whether it's you make your complete allegiance to him and or you make your complete allegiance to him and you get the mark that proves it, once that happens, you are unredeemable.
You know, no one is going to go into this beast system not knowing. No one, because that would make Abiyah unfair, and unrighteous if, people took the mark and said, oh, I didn't know.
Oh no, you
And
knew.
also in the Bible, I don't know where it is, sweetie, you might know where it is. It talks about before the beast system comes, there's an angel that's going to be crying out loud about not taking the mark. I forgot. It's in Revelation somewhere.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see.
Please read that to the people.
Wait a minute. Well, the one place that I found is in Revelation 14, verse 6. This might not be it, but it's one of the. It says, and I saw another angel flying high overhead with the eternal gospel to announce to the inhabitants of the earth, to every nation, tribe, and language, and every people, he spoke in a loud voice, fear God and give him glory, because the hour of his judgment has come. Worship the one who made heaven and earth. That's not it. Y'all keep talking. I'll find it. That's not the one, but here it is. Here it is. Verse 9. Verse 9. It says, and a third angel followed them and spoke with a loud voice. If anyone worships the beast and its image and receives his mark on his forehead or on his right hand, he will also drink of the wine of Yah's wrath, which is poured in full strength into the cup of his anger. He will be tormented with fire and sulfur in the sight of the holy angel, in the sight of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment will go up forever and ever. There's another one. Y'all go ahead. I'll find the one she's talking about.
Well, I know good and well. I just don't want to sit up here and be getting no mark. I mean, I don't need like tattoos. That's just me now.
I've seen on different TikToks that some people have some kind of barcode already on their wrist or in their hand or things of that, kind of like that. But it's going to be made plain and clear what we're doing. So, like I said, we will not do it unknowingly. Accept the mark. We won't do it. It'll.
Y'all saying you were saying something?
You will know. But you will know. But you will know. That's the thing. That's the thing. You will know. See, I think what people get. Yeah, you will know. I think people get. This is where I think people getting confused at, because they say I believe people think that Satan is going to make it easy and obvious. I don't believe he's going to give you a hard choice. You're going to have a choice. The choice is you take it, you do what he wants, or you don't.
Yeah, say, let me ask you something. Are you close to the microphone?
Yeah. Going.
It sounds like you may be a little bit distant from it. You kind of low now.
I'm kind of low now.
Oh, now you good now. You good now. You good now.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
You good, bro?
So what I'm saying is, the Hasatan is going. This is your choice. This is your choice. Either you do what they tell you to do, or you are cast out. You're cast out of society, right?
But brother, you die. You die. You take the mark or you die.
Right. That's the choice, though. I think people. Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. But is that not a choice? That's still a choice. It might not be a choice you like.
Exactly. It is a choice.
It might not be a choice you like, but it's still that's the choice.
Well, we gotta choose wisely. I kid you not, because when it get down
100%.
to it, yeah, it's You go make a choice between.
As far as me,
Mhm.
as far as me, look, I ain't messing with that digital ID. I ain't messing with that digital ID. If it means that I'm a cast out, if it means, look, I'm just gonna put my 100% trust in the Most High.
Yeah. I got you on that one.
I'm not gonna take no chance. I'm not gonna take no chance. Whereas they've been throwing chips. The chips. This is the mistake I believe a lot of people are gonna make. They're gonna be. I'm gonna take the digital ID, but it ain't the chip. It ain't the chip up. But the Bible don't say that. Yeah.
Did you hear that one of those countries in Africa has already said that by a certain amount of time that country is going to switch over to all digital, and the people were clapping and happy. They always want to start stuff in Africa.
Always.
And those leaders, some of them are so corrupt. Africa is the way that it is because of the corrupt leaders that are put in place. And they're put in place by the coups that America and that created state of Israel bring their little puppets in, start wars, and then bring up whom to office and presidency of who they want to be in. But it's all because of greed. They don't care about their own people.
Yeah. Now that's one thing I do know that they did. Now,
that's why the scriptures say. That's why the scriptures say that if the days wasn't short, the very elect would be fooled. Even the very elect would be fooled. And it says,
go ahead, brother.
But one thing that's solid that the scripture with a solid warning. It clearly tells you that if you that you will not be able to participate in society. That's all I need to know. That's clear cut.
Yeah.
That's clear cut. Now, if I take a chance and cross that back looking for a chip, maybe I got a little bit more time because it ain't the chip. I don't say nothing about a chip.
Yeah, but that's brother, and I agree with what you're saying, right? Like it's a decision, it's all that, but just because the Bible doesn't say it's a chip, that's kind of like an argument from silence. And again, whether it's a chip or whether it's a ability to scan something or whatever, once the decision you're talking about is made for the beast system, there will be no mistaking that you made that that a person made that decision, and they're going to make it so obvious that everybody's going to see it. There is going to be, I mean, the Bible is clear. There's going to be a mark. What that mark is, the Bible doesn't say whether it's a chip or some other kind of technology or whatever. But one thing is certain. Once a person makes a decision to go with the beast system, it's irrevocable.
Yeah.
And that's why I agree with you saying, who wants to take a chance on any of it? Right.
But the Bible is specific. The mark of the beast, which is 666, that is specific. And so we will know, if does the chip say 666? Like I said, it's not going to be where we are blinded when the mark is issued in. We will know. And just like Zenobia just put up there, those who choose to save your life will lose it.
Yeah. The barcode system now that everything is scanned under is based on 666. That's part of the algorithm. So whether again, and I want to.
That may be true before a teenager or preteen or the Bible says whomever take the mark. a preteen or a child would not understand that, those codes are preemptive or whatever of 666. They won't know that. I'm talking about specifically and certainty.
Yeah, you're right, Kathy. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. And I think one of the things that I guess what I want us to do is come to a place of understanding and agreement and not disagreement. One of the things all I'm saying is it's certain. And I think there are going to be, there'll be an age where everyone has to make a choice, but I don't know how that's going to work out. But what I'm saying for us today is, however it turns out, don't make a decision based on fear that you won't be able to eat, buy, or sell.
Yeah.
Trust in Yahusha. Trust in him. Lean not to, trust in him. And if they say, well, since you made that decision, we're going to put this on your forehead or your hand. Once you take that, whatever that is, it's over. And there's no going back. There's going to be a system, something set in place that whenever a person makes that decision, it's no going back. That's certain as well. There's no going back.
That's right. No redemption.
But don't they already have that system? They already have that system with the scanning of with your biometric, with the face scan and with your hand. That's
Yeah, but that's voluntary right now, brother. Right? I mean, that's voluntary. There's going to be a time come when that's not voluntary. I don't know if
it seems like something going on with your mic.
Listen. It's voluntary right now because they want to get all the gullible people first. They want to get all the gullible people first.
Yes.
So they're going, yeah. So,
but brother, but still, see, it is.
And then they're going to turn around and make it mandatory.
Yes, that's right. That's at some point it's going to become mandatory, and that's when the choice has to be made.
If they just supposed to come out and say, "Oh, it's mandatory," I think they would get a lot more pushback.
But for me, still again,
all the people that's on board with this first and make it seem like you got a choice. Once they get,
but still again, for me, I don't see where it says 666. It's a barcode or implant or something like that. But
okay,
I don't.
Ty got his people marked too on their forehead. Do you see that mark?
Yes, you're going to see that mark. At some point, he's going to mark his people.
Yeah, but I'm saying, do you physically see it?
Not right now.
Yeah,
but like I said earlier, it should be that there's the light of the Messiah coming through us. But there is going to be a point at which he is going to put a seal upon us, and the devil is going to put a seal upon his people.
That's what the word says.
His people, but right.
Yeah,
so at some point, it's going to become right now, like they did with the C-19, right? They tried to make they test.
Go ahead. Angels can see it, and the Most High can see that mark, but we can't see it.
We can't see what?
Like we know who we are, but the mark is just not on your forehead. It's just not just sitting there.
Yeah, it's going to be there at some point. It is.
No, I believe it is there. Look where we at. Look where we at in time. You don't think the Most High got his people already marked?
Yeah, but what you're right. I mean, we are set apart, right? Yes, but there's also a time coming.
They're not killing us like that either. I mean,
let me say this, brother. I agree with you, but there is a point coming, just like they did, like I was going to say with the C-19, right? They tried to make it mandatory. That was a test. They wanted to see how were people going to react. They always do this. They do the same things over and over again. They did a test. They created this problem. They came up with a fake solution to see how many people were actually going to do it. The next time it's going to be this, and the next time it's going to be worse. And there's going to be a point in time coming where this is going to be it. This is going to be the final line in the sand. That's what I'm saying.
And we're not there yet. It's soon to come. But like I said, no one will be walking around guessing. It's not going to be a guessing game or a doubtful game. It is going to be exact.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
No, it's not though. When you think about it, it's not. It's not a guessing game. It's nothing good. It's not. Think about it. Think about it. They're telling you if you don't get this digital biometric digital ID, you cannot be a part of society. You cannot participate. It can't be no more clear to me than that.
You're right. We're saying the same thing.
If I come and tell you that, you think about it. Think about what I'm saying. Do you trust crossing that line? Or can you trust that line with 100% confidence, thinking that maybe this ain't it? When it's clearly saying, look, if you don't take this digital ID, biometric digital ID, you cannot be a part of society. First of all,
Is that digital metric ID 666?
it's 18. Check it out.
All I'm saying, brother,
digital?
is
that digital?
They say it.
Is that digital? Is that digital thing 666?
Is he there?
Yeah, but the guy saying.
Think about it. It's 18 digits. Okay, if you divide 18 digits, 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6, 18 digits.
Yeah, we're in agreement. We're just saying right now, there's not been a force to take a digital ID. Right now, I can go to any store I want to with my credit card, my debit card, or cash and buy something. All we're saying is there's a point in time coming where that won't be able to happen. And the only way that I'll be able to go to a store and buy something that's in that store is if whatever we're calling that mark, whether it's digital ID or whatever it may be, I'm not discussing what exactly the mark is, but it's something that's going to be useful to actually make a purchase. So that's all I'm saying. That hasn't happened yet. You're right. It's going to be probably something digital, something like that. But that forced choice, again, if I go to a gas station, I can still pull out $20 and give the person, the receptionist, and I'll get $20 worth of gas. Right now, they're not saying, Dr. Jones, if you want to buy some gas, I got to scan your forehead.
Until they make, right now you can. But I'm saying, bro, it's right. It's coming to a point they're gonna get all the gullible people first.
Yes.
They're gonna get all the gullible people first. That's just gonna just line up for it, just like in COVID, right?
Yep.
Let me say this.
Once they
let him
got
finish,
all the
Kathy.
gullible people, they're gonna know the holdouts. This is what you have. If your faith gonna be tested.
Okay, let me say this. If it goes down, brother, like you're saying, and you don't want to be a part of it, that means that you won't have a car, you won't have a home, you're not going to have anything because the home that you're in, the rent is going to have to be paid through digital something. The car that you're driving, if you don't already have it paid off, it's going to be digital. The food that you go to buy is going to have to be bought digitally. You won't have anything. And are we ready for that?
That's the question. Are you ready for it?
You won't. That's right. Now, how you think the Most High gonna sift out his people? Those that's gonna have a perfect faith in him. A perfect faith. You're not gonna have nothing. You're gonna be totally separated.
Well, I think that is going to happen. I think
You won't
I
have nothing.
personally,
You know,
yeah,
you're not
I,
gonna have gas. You
yeah,
you won't be able to pay your mortgage or your rent. You might be on the street. You ain't gonna have nothing. But you know what? But the thing is, what we gotta know is that we may, although it may look like we don't have nothing, Satan gonna make it look like we don't have nothing, but he know we got everything. Because we got y'all, we got y'all.
yeah, that's true. We'll have y'all in the woods. We'll have y'all in the woods because that's where we're going to end up.
Is that not all we need?
hmm That's true. That's true. And I'm not saying anything about it, but I'm just saying the mark when it gets to the point where it is the mark and it's life or death, then that's when the rubber is going to meet the road.
People saying the same thing you guys are saying. You're not gonna have this. I ain't gonna be able to do this. I ain't gonna be able to do that. Everybody was saying the same thing with COVID. They were saying the same thing. Oh man, and a lot of people took it because they was being threatened with that. Well, you ain't gonna be able to do this. You ain't gonna be able to do that. You know what? I ain't take that. I said, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. So you know what? And I'm so glad that I came up in a project, Richard Allen Projects in North Philly and Philadelphia, because it prepared me not to have nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I had nothing.
You're right. You're right.
I know
And
what it feels like.
you're right.
That first person hit me hard.
You're right.
They hit me and my people's hard. I ain't have nothing.
Yeah, and it ain't hard to give up stuff. It ain't hard to give stuff up if you ain't had nothing. You're right. You absolutely right. But look at how many of our people took it and are gone now. Look at how many of us took it. The poor, the middle class, the wealthy, our people took it. We fell for it.
Those preachers in these churches that don't care about nothing but money.
Is he there?
You still there, brother Yasin?
What did you say? What did he say?
He went out.
Our people. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
brother Yasin, can you turn your mic up a little bit?
I went out.
Yeah, went out, and then you know, you kind of low, but we can hear you, but you're still kind of low.
Hold on. You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I got my mic. Let me see. I hear you guys.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
It seems like you got the mic right in front of you. Yeah, you good now.
We hear you good now.
You hear me?
Yeah.
What I was saying about with COVID. Look who was steering our people astray. Look, these preachers in these churches. These people don't pick up the scriptures and read it for themselves. They always, you have to read, and you have to meditate, and you have to take time, and you have to talk to the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm. We agree.
This is where you get your revelations from.
That's right. That's right. And fast. That you're absolutely right.
Because I talk to the Most High all the time, and when I got people in my family look at me like I'm crazy. When I tell them, they be like, "Well, how you know?" I be like, "Well, God told me." No, Okay.
You know, one thing about I'll say this though, you're gonna have those. You too, brother Robert. You be safe out there, brother. Because I'm about to close it out too. I will say this: you want to have brothers and sisters that's not going to do a whole lot of reading. They're gonna base their faith upon trusting some of their brothers and sisters on what they say and things for whatever knowledge they do have. They gonna hold that with their faith, and they gonna do a little reading or whatever the situation. Same thing happened with our forefathers in coming out of Egypt. Everybody then, they was told. Moses told them the law, and then from there, everything just to Moses to Aaron and then his sons, and then from there they went throughout the camp of Israel. And so yeah, we still going to have that issue where individuals do not pick up and read. We want to have that. But when a person is comfortable, it's just like Brother Galen has his YouTube channel. Brother, you got to give it to me again. Put it in the chat, and I'm gonna take it from the chat and I'm gonna put it on the screen of your YouTube channel. And so when brothers and sisters and they feel they pray to the Most High about this, like Brother Galen, then they go feel comfortable that this man is doing the Most High's will. And that's the thing we will look at. What is this? You too, Brother Earl. You be safe out there, brother. And that's the thing, brothers. I mean, my concern is what's going on, and truthfully, what is it that we need to be looking out for? This is the whole purpose of brothers and sisters coming up today, and they voicing their opinion as to, hey, this is the beast system. This is what I noticed about the beast system. It's just to put us on point.
Looking out for?
Say it again for me, y'all saying?
What you should be looking out for? What's clear? What's the clearest thing right now? What is perfectly clear? That's not debatable or whatnot. What's the clearest thing right now? It literally says you cannot buy or sell or participate in society.
Yes, I seen that.
How can you cross that line knowing scriptures say that? And it'd be too hard for me to make that cross.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I agree with you on that now. I mean, now they are saying that.
I will be worried every day after that. I will be worried every day.
Exactly, but the thing, I think what Brother Galen and
they're giving you a choice.
That's true. That's that. They are giving you a choice. They are, and that's the one that's that wake up call though, because it's not truthfully mandatory right now. Right. They just say, hey,
it's not mandatory right now. But I'm saying, but when they say it's mandatory,
that's when everything flips. That's when everything flips. That's when everything flips. That's when it's there. Now that's when it's get real, brother. Y'all saying that's
right on top of our head. That's right around the corner. Look what happened in Vietnam and Thailand. They went to sleep one day, they woke up, and their bank accounts were frozen.
I mean, see now, truthfully, what you're saying, brother, and what they're doing, it's a warning shot. That's all it is. It's coming. We just letting you know. Hey, go ahead and get the digital ID, and without this ID, you cannot buy nor sell. They just telling people, hey, use your own strength to go get this. Now, when it gets to that point, they're gonna say, "No, you gotta have this." Now we're in a whole different ball game.
You're absolutely right, and that's exactly what we were saying. That's exactly. Well, I think we're all saying the same thing, but it's just we're not there yet. But and our concern is our people. We don't want our people to be so jacked up that we all just go to hell. I don't want that. Abba doesn't want it either. He's gonna bring us out, and I want to see my sisters and brothers. I want those of us who are awakened. I want to see us. I want to talk about how we made it over.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
And you know, and I think that's when it's all over said and done. Because once they put their foot down and they saying this is it, this is mandatory. See, right now it's not truthfully mandatory. It's something they asking you for permission to go do this. But once that's over with, hey, it's just like what you said, y'all saying. One day they woke up and their accounts was frozen. They just gave out a clear and present warning shot. That's all they did.
Yeah.
A warning shot. And this is the whole purpose of this conversation. Because
they
once
cannot get their money unless they get the digital ID.
Yeah. Because I mean, you got the money in the bank and it's digital now. You just can't like go in there, hey, I'm on hard paper currency. Ezekiel said it's going to be blowing in the streets.
Digital money ain't money.
Yep, that's exactly what the word
Digital
said.
money ain't money. Digital money is I agree to do whatever you say on your terms to be able to survive. That's what it is.
It's the beast system. That's what
That
it
beast
is.
system. And truthfully, brother, I would not be surprised if some get popped off at the end of this year.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I'm serious. And then just like what Sister Kathy said. All right, you think you own a home, you think you own a vehicle. That beast system is going to turn everything inside out.
No, like my house I'm sitting on. Like I'm not finished paying for my house. If they wake up and make this thing mandatory, they kick me out.
See, but y'all saying that's what I'm saying. That's the spirit that we all supposed to have. You just said it. Yeah.
And I'm prepared, but you know what? I'm not saying I'm prepared for it, but in my mind I know what's coming. But like Darby said, like what did Pastor Darby say? Pastor Darby said, look. Darby said, what did he say? He said, it be mighty. He says one thing. He says one thing, you know, to not, not to know something coming. He said, because when that thing comes, it's gonna hit you mighty hard. But it's really preparing your mind, repairing your mind. Because these people, man, they can come up breaking our house, try to kill us, shoot us, everything, and all the things, even all the food and stuff you put in your house. What if you have to flee your house?
Shoot, you gonna have to flee. I mean, you ain't got the money to pay the mortgage or pay the rent. Shoot, not even pay the bills. Good night. Yeah,
this is where I believe. This is where I believe y'all gonna really, really, really show through. I think y'all gonna wait and see who really, 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 really got faith in him. When you ain't got nothing. Don't he always show when you're walking between a rock and a hard place? You ain't got nowhere to turn. You can.
You know what, brothers? The question is this: can you walk away right now? If push come to shove, with all that we all have, can we walk away right now? That is the telling story. If we can do it right now, then we'll do it later on down the line. If we can't do it right now, without the help of the Most High, we won't do it later on down the line.
Yeah, it's a mindset. You got to you literally have to have your mind set on what you're going to do. You're going to give, you're going to have a want. You're going to have a want. You got to have a want because you're not going to be in the middle. Go ahead. I'm sorry, brother. Go ahead.
Right. Can we walk? I mean, if you mean can we walk away and this is one of the things I was thinking about. This is why I be saying, because you know how many of my family members I talk to, and they not there, man. They not there. And I'll be like, I got to deal with people a week. I get so frustrated when the Most High dropped all this revelation in my mind, but I can't share it with some of the people that I love the most because they minds ain't they ain't open. But you guys' minds are. Maybe we should get together and put our twos and fews together and buy a piece of land or something. I don't know, and put somewhere where we have a plan B to flee to.
Yeah.
But if not, if the young lady asked the question, she said, "Can I walk away right now?" Even if I don't have a plan B, I will walk away from everything because none of this crap means nothing to me. Nothing. If it means my death, then so be it. So be it. Because you know what? I've been planning psychologically for this for a long time. Now, physically, as far as material wise, I would love to be like, I got a log cabin in the woods. It's stocked and it's ready to go, and I can go there and get. I can't.
You know what?
If it comes to me, the most, but if it happened tomorrow, then you know what? So you know what? As long as Satan's running this world, I ain't got no love for this world.
You gotta hate it. You gotta hate it. You got to hate it. You can't love his system. That's a fact. You gotta hate it.
And I have a house. I have a car. You know, but I know that stuff don't mean nothing because the land that is on, they own. They could wake up tomorrow and say my property tax is $10,000 a month.
And especially with a digital system, man, yeah, they can type in any type of number.
Anything. You own nothing. You really don't own anything. Even people that got their house paid for, they don't own it.
That's true.
They don't own it. If you don't own the land that is on, you don't own it.
That's true. That's so true. We don't own anything. And they make it like that.
But you know what? I would say this about religion and our family that's in religion.
But when y'all give it to us, when you give it to us, we gonna own it.
Oh yeah. But you know what? Because everybody know about the beast system, even religion. They know, all right, when this system pops off and they go start about, well, if you don't get this here, you cannot buy or sell. Boom. That's across the board. The awakened Israel, we gonna know. Christendom, they go know. They know for a fact. Oh, wait a minute, that right there that's the smoking gun. When you said you can't buy or sell if you can't have this here, that's a smoking gun in the Bible. That should still apply to them. That warning, period.
The Most High said, yeah. Y'all said we gonna inherit the earth. We gonna get rid of these wicked people. It's these wicked people that's making everything hard. But they own theirs. They own, but we can't.
Yeah, I put in the chat for everybody that owns something, wait till it's time to renew or pay your taxes.
You ain't gonna be able.
Yeah, they're gonna say, yeah, great, you own it, man, but where's your digital mark or whatever it is? You gotta take care of these taxes. You gotta take care of this renewal license. You know, well, I own the car. Yeah, well, you know, time for you to pay your renewal for your license tag.
Right.
You know,
they gonna have a bunch of games.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what he said.
Say it again, brother. Y'all saying?
I said, like the brother said, when it comes out to renewal, they gonna have a bunch of cap and a bunch of game.
Yep.
I said, like the brother said, he said when it comes time to renew, they gonna have a bunch of cap, bunch of game.
It's like hey, brother Galen. It's like your garden gonna have to be mobile. You
I know.
gotta have the food that you're growing in the back of a wagon or something. You just tugging it along. You walk
Have
on.
y'all heard what Klaus Schwab has been saying for some years? When this
Have
system,
nothing and
he
be
said,
happy.
You talk about that?
Schwab said, yeah, there, you own nothing and love
They
it.
ain't gonna own nothing.
Yeah.
They gonna own nothing.
Cynthia, I put it up there.
Mm.
Yep. You're gonna own nothing and love it.
So we should have the mind frame as now we don't own nothing. So
That's right.
what am I walking away from? I don't own nothing.
It's the emotional attachment.
Why am I gonna betray the Most High for nothing?
With nothing.
I don't own it. I don't even own it. Man, I'm waiting for my king to come down here, and then he's going to distribute things out, and we're gonna really own them. We're gonna rule. We're gonna reign. We're gonna own. Right now, we don't own nothing. So
I tell you, that's where we stand at.
we don't own nothing. I don't care how much you say you got. I don't care. You don't own nothing. Even the money in your bank account, you don't own because they keep that.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but the truth, bro, Saint.
That's
That
it.
ain't nothing but the truth.
That's it.
Watch and see what happens. They won't take that money out your account. It's gone. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
And you know the thing,
We are we Negroes that they hated from day one. We Negroes that they hated from day one. And I can't stand Negroes that really think these people accept us. They never accepted us. Never, and they never will.
And on that note, brothers, I tell you, I thank you, brothers, for coming in. Brother Galen, can you give me say it again? What days are your lives taking place on?
Yeah, Thursday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
Thursday. I forgot to put that on there. It's spiritual food, the number 4, the Hebrew Soul, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And right now we're doing a journey through Isaiah 43 and 44.
all right, spiritual food for the Hebrew soul.
Yes.
That's Brother Galen's YouTube channel. And he's looking forward to having you brothers and sisters there. As we as long as we say we got a digital presence on these media, because it's going to get to a point where all of this will not be seen any longer. Once they make that mandatory, this right here is going to drop. Matter of fact, it will be no need for it to be there, because truthfully, we should not be in it. If you see Israel on the media when it's mandatory, you know what they done. Somebody got the mark. Somebody had got that mark after that time. So, but brothers and sisters, I really do appreciate that you brothers and sisters came in, and hope that we continue to stay on the watch as we seeing what's happening in the system. Yes, they are asking people to go get the digital ID, and they letting you know their pros and their cons. We see the con. We see the con. And the thing about it is when it becomes mandatory, like Brother Yah Saint asked, are you ready to walk away from it?
Right. But peep it though. You don't own it anyway. You ain't walking away from nothing because it ain't yours anyway.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. I don't care how old your car is, you're going to pay taxes on that car. You're going to pay taxes on your house. If you can walk out with some clothes on your body, hey, okay. But you need to be walking out that door with the Most High in front of you and behind you and on the side of you. That's how we should be walking.
But can I say one thing, Mike?
Go ahead, brother.
Mike, one thing. That's it.
Say it again.
This is I've been thinking, and one thing I do believe what the Most High have been showing me is like the people that are awake, like you guys here on the stream, and you know, and the people in the chat. We should start maybe try. I don't know. Maybe should try to put our little chips together and go. I don't know, somewhere.
No. And there's no maybe in it, brother.
Have something here where we can be together and defend each other.
Truthfully, you know, you're right, brother, because I be saying the same thing. This is what we need to be doing. We need to do something. And you know, we could talk about it all day long. But we do need to do something. Because we do know, one, you may be in your house for a moment, but eventually you gonna come up out that house.
Right.
And so something will have to, we need to start putting things in place. And let it be a matter of prayer to the Most High, because trust and believe, He's going to lead you where you need to go.
Right.
You know, He's going to do that. But yes, you're right. We need to be having that conversation
right. Yeah,
now.
Yeah, and I'd rather be with my people who eyes are open and who trust in the Most High. You know.
Yeah. I'm telling you. That's what's going to have to happen. But brothers and sisters, I know you, some of you brothers and sisters getting prepared for Teo to come on. I believe the sister said he's coming on at 3:30 and things of that nature. And so you brothers, hold on.
Mike, I'm gonna jump off. Thanks so much for everything.
Thanks, brother Mike. Thanks, family.
All right,
Nice talking to
thanks
you.
a lot.
Shalom.
And you brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Shalom. Hold on for a moment. Hold on. Hold on.